You remember you took the oath to speak the truth yesterday?
Lieutenant Colonel Todetsi, yakhumbula izolo uye wathatha isifungo sokukhuluma iqiniso?
Yebo ngiyakhumbula.
Yes, I do remember.
You confirm that you shall continue speaking the truth in terms of the oath that you took yesterday?
Ngiyaqinisekisa ukuthi uzoqhubeka ukhulume iqiniso mayelana nesifungo leso sithathe izolo.
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, my lord.
Thank you so much. Mr. Lee, the witness has confirmed that he still under his former oath to speak the truth. The witness is yours. We may continue.
Thank you, my lord. Captain, I just want to take you to an exhibit that's already been handed into court, Exhibit F, my lord, F for Foxtrot. And I'm just going to flight it on the screen. I don't know if it is in the bundle. It should be there. It is apparently there. So, Captain, if you can just page through these pictures and just see if there's anything that you recognize on the pictures. Exhibit F.
Exhibit F is the photos that start from photo 25.
That's correct, so, Madam Interpreter.
Ngathi-ke buka-ke iy'thombe uchaze ukuthi ngabe khona ukubonayo noma okukhumbulayo noma okwaziyo kulezo y'thombe.
All right. La ithombe ibonisa indawo lapho okwatholakala khona i Mercedes Benz Vian.
Witness pointed to photo 25 and said the photo depicts the place where the Mercedes-Benz Viano was found.
Okuyindawo lapho ngithe khona i8 road.
And it's the place that I said it's 8th Road.
So if you just then page through from there up to photo number 33.
Ngachibeka ubuke ezinye uzofike kusithombe number 33.
What do you see there?
Ku number 30 kuzo le ithombe ubonani?
Kusuka ku number 27 26 no 27 into engiyibonayo i Mac rim le eyayiphethwe u Mr Matlo.
On photo 26 and photo 27, you can see a Mac rim that Mr. Matlo had in his possession.
Ku 28 le ndawo leyo utshani ilapho abasolo babelele khona indawo yotshani eceni kwemoto.
And on photo 28, the grass part next to the car, it's where the suspects were lying.
Yes.
U 29 ibonisa kahle I registration yemoto.
Photo 29 depicts the registration
Okuyi
number of the car.
Yes. You can
Oh,
just
we
read
registration
it into
is a-
record. Read it into the record.
Ungayifundi registration yemoto?
It's KK 16 TB GP.
Yes.
Le registration iyo le uCaptain Skhobela isinforme ukuthi uKristo uthi abasolwa baphume ngayo enumber 34
This-
5th
Okay.
road.
This registration is the registration that Captain Sikhobela informed us that Christo says the suspects exited the premises of number 34 Fifth Road Inn.
Yes.
Photo number 31 ubonisa ku driver side wemoto ijalidi lapho kwakuphume khona Mr. Matlala.
Photo number 30 depicts the driver's side of the motor vehicle and the gate that Mr. Matlala came out of.
U31 ubonisa imoto ngobinjalo le ihamba basolo.
Photo 31 depicts the vehicle that the suspects were using.
U32 ubonisa iMegrim esenge ngakhuluma ngayo nemoto esayidini lakwa right.
Photo 32 depicts the meg rim that I spoke of and the motor vehicle, the right side.
Kanjalo no photo 33.
And photo 33 as well.
Yes. You can proceed then to the next set of photos.
Beka ke kwezinye izithombe.
U34 ubonisa idisk yemoto.
Photo 34 depicts a license disc of a motor vehicle.
Okuyiyona i-Mercedes Benz Viano.
And it's a license disc for the Mercedes Viano.
Then we jump to photo 192. You'll see that is the next numbered photo in that bundle.
Bese sesiya kuyithombe lezi ziqala ku 192. Yizo lezi ezilandelayo ngisho masiqeda ku lezi bokade ukhuluma ngaso.
Yebo.
Yes.
Yes.
Photo 192 ubonisa umuzi okuyiwona unumber 34 Fifth Road EQ.
Photo 192 depicts a property that is house number 34 Fifth Road Q.
What part of the property or what portion of the property can be observed?
Ibonisa sibona luphahlangothi noma yiphi ingcenye yalowo muzi.
Okay, esithombeni kubonakala ingaphambili lo muzi.
On this photo, we can see the front part of the property.
Yes. And so is 193. It's just a close-up of the number that is there shown on the concrete wall. Is it correct?
Nakanjalo ku 193 ukuthi ke basondeze eduze ukuthi sibone inamba le ebhalwe laphayana ebondeni. Kunjalo?
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct.
One 198, 199.
Isithombe 198 no 199 sibonani khona?
198 no 199 bonakala igate ku 198.
On photo 198, we can see the gate.
Le gate liphumela ngemuva kwasendlini.
When a person uses this gate, they will go to the back of the property or the house.
Leading to the back.
So, usho ukuthi mawungena la kule gate uyangale ngemuva, likise move.
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct.
That's also 199, is it correct, sir?
Naku 199 kunjalo.
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct.
Then we go to the next set, 200 to 205, if I'm not mistaken.
Bese ke siya kulezi ezilandelayo kusuka ku-200
Yeah.
kufika ku-205.
Okay, umungena ngalelo gate leli besikhuluma ngalo manje. Okubonayo i-shelter yeimoto lapho kupaka khona imoto.
If you enter through the gate that we just spoke about, the one leading to the back of the property, what you would see is the shelter for the vehicles.
Lapho ke kubonakala khona imoto emhlophe iHyundai i20.
That's where a white Hyundai i20 was found.
Yes.
Eceleni kwayo kunezinye imoto kwi-shelter le enamazenke phezulu.
Next to it, there were other vehicles underneath the carport. It said shelter with corrugated iron on it.
Like a carport.
You found in a carport.
Yeah.
That's correct.
If you go to photos, the next few photos are just close-up photos of the Hyundai i20. Is it correct, sir?
Lezi ezinye iy'thombe ey'landelayo iy'thombe ezisondeziwe ze-Hyundai i20 kunjalo?
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct.
Do you see the registration plate there of the Hyundai?
Uyakhona ukubona i-number plate ye-Hyundai?
Yebo ngiyayibona.
Yes.
Can you read it into the record, please?
Ungasifundela yona?
FN 42 MCGP.
Do you recall seeing this motor vehicle that day at any stage?
Uyakhumbula kuba khona isikhathi lapho ubona khona le moto ngalela?
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, I do.
What, can you just refresh us? What time did you get to number 34?
Sicela usikhumbuze ufike esikhathini wena number 34.
Ama ngeke ngibe sure kahle ngesikhathi. Mangibekisa ngisho ukuthi kwakungu after 1.
Even though I am not that certain about time, but estimation, I would say after 1.
Is that when you saw this vehicle there?
Lapho ubone khona le moto.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then I want to refer you to the last few photos, starting at photo number 378. 378.
Sizoya kulezi ezinye iy'thombe ezibhalwe ngomthombo number 378.
Is there anything that you recognize on those 4 photos?
Iy'thombe ke eziyi-4. Kukhona ukubonayo?
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes.
Yes.
Ngiyachaza.
Le i-sweater top ebengithe izolo yayigqokwe umsolo wokuqala.
The photo depicts the sweater top that I said yesterday was worn by accused number 1
Ngenkathi sihlangana naye number 8Q.
at the time that we met with him at number
Sorry. 8 road Q.
at the time that we met with him at 8th Road Q.
I would like to refer you to a next set of photos, and I don't think we have a hard copy of that in the file, but I'm going to flight it for you. I'm going to, my Lord, Exhibit L, and that is photo 44 and 45 which was handed in by the defense. And I'm just going to quickly go there.
Nayithombe ezinye futhi bazobukisa zona exhibit L azikho la bazokwazi ukuthi uzibukela kwi-screen ne.
So in front of you, on the screen now, you can see photo 44 and 45, more or less the same. I'm just going to keep it like that.
Mangabe uzobuka lapha escreenini uzobona ukuthi kunesithombe unumber 44 nesithombe unumber 45 ithombe nje ezifanayo bazozibeka ngalezi abazibeka ngazo.
And I would want you to, I'm going to just pin it for you, I would want you to look at that. Do you see that object there that I'm pointing towards with the laser pointer?
Leya nto laphayana ebayibonisa ngale lambe libomvu uyayibona?
Yebo ngiyabona.
Yes, I do see.
What do you see there?
Yini lokho okubonayo?
Anguthi i-remote yokuvula igate.
I think it's a gate remote control.
Is it correct so that this is actually quite an often used kind of remote with the typical blue casing that are used to operate as a remote control?
Ungavuma mnumzane ukuthi-ke le nto evela laphayana remote evela laphayana i-remote nje ejwayelekile ukuthi iyasetshenziswa ukuthi ivule igate enombala oblue.
Yebo kunjalo kuyaye kube i-remote ivula igate makunenye ibutton iba nama-button maybe 3 or 4 elinye kube lokuvula igarage elinye kube le-alarm jwayele ukusebenza kanjalo.
Yes, that is correct. It normally has buttons. It's a remote control used to operate a gate, and at times it has more buttons. One will be used to operate the garage, and another one for an alarm.
Yes.
Did you say 4?
Uthoma button number 4?
Yeah,
Yes.
kunjalo.
Now, my question is, was that remote ever sent for by either Captain Sekubelo or someone from his crew at number 34 5th Road? Was it ever sent to come and collect it there in 8th Road from that spot where it was there?
Manje umbuzo wami uzothi-ke ingabe khona isikhathi lapho kuye kwathunyelwa umuntu azolanda le remote kusuka la ikhona mhlambe uCaptain Sikubela athunywe umuntu thizeni noma kunomunye umuntu oye wafika wathi uthunyiwe ukuthi azolanda le remote kusuka lapha e-8th Road?
Cha, akunjalo.
No.
Was this photo, these two photos that were taken, when were those photos taken?
Ley'thombe lezi ezimbili ezezathethu zithethwe nini?
Ithombe lezi zithathwe abantu be-LCRC mabafika esinini. Okusho ukuthi bekungabo after 10.
Those photos were taken by members of the LCRC upon their arrival at the scene. That means after 10.
You mentioned yesterday that you witnessed that Captain Sekubela explained certain rights to accused number 1 and this Tau individual.
Izolo wachaza ukuthi-ke kukhona isikhathi lapho obone khona uCaptain Sikubela echaza amalungelo kummangalelo wokuqala nakuTau.
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct.
In what language were the rights explained?
Bekade wachaza amalimi.
Bayekhuluma iSpedi waphinda wawachaza nge-English.
He was speaking in Sepedi, and then he explained in English.
What were these rights that he explained?
Hamaphi lamalungelo bekade wachaza?
Umshushisi ufuna ngiwabale wonke.
Would you like me to mention all of them?
Well, what you can remember.
Lokho okukhumbulayo umuzwe akuchaza.
Wabatshela ukuthi bayaboshwa, okokuqala bayaboshwa ngokusolwa ukubandakanyeka eqaleni lokubulala elenzeke eVerneging.
Firstly, he informed them that they're being arrested for being suspected in being involved in a murder case that took place in Vereeniging.
Wabatshela ukuthi banelungelo
Yes.
wabatshela ukuthi banelungelo lokuthi bathule bangakhulumi.
He informed them that they have a right to remain silent and not to say anything.
Yes.
Siyabatshela ukuthi noma ngabe yini abayishoyo ingaqoshwa isebenziswa against bona enkantolo.
Then said to them anything that they might say might be recorded and be used against them in a court of law.
Yes.
Wabatshela ukuthi abaphociwe ukuthi benze i-confession or i-admission.
Inform them that they are not forced to go to a confession or an admission.
Yes.
Wabatshela ukuthi banelungelo lokuxhumana nommeli
Inform them that they have a right to contact a legal representative.
and uma bengakhoni xhumana nommeli abazomkhokhela bona istate singakhona ukubasiza ngommeli.
And that if they're unable to contact legal representatives that they will pay from their own pocket, state will provide legal representatives for them.
Anything else that you can remember?
Yilawo engiwakhumbulayo kwamanje.
For now, that's all I can recall.
Who were the two members that left with Captain Sikubela? Or who were the members that left with him together with accused number 1 that day to go to number 34 Fifth Road?
Awubani lamalungu amaphoyisa ayewahamba lo-Captain Sikubela nommangalelo wokuqala uma sebaya number 34 Fifth Road Q.
Sergeant Masikwameng
Sergeant Masikwameng
no Sergeant Litwaba.
and Sergeant Lidwaba.
Sergeant Masekwaneng, who was your colleague at the time, do you know what is his whereabouts since this incident?
Sergeant Masikwameng lo bekade ungumlingani wakhe emsebenzini ngalesa sikhathi ngabe uyazi ukuthi manje emva kwesigameko
Angikho sure ukuthi ukuphi manje ngoba wahamba esiphoyiseni.
I'm not sure where he is right now because he resigned from the police.
He resigned from the police.
Who resigned?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Sergeant Dwaba?
Usergeant Dwaba yena ngabuya mas?
Yeah.
Yes.
What about him? Do you know him still? Is he still a colleague?
Uyamazi, nisasebenza nonke noma?
Yeah, sasebenza sonke.
Yes, he's still a colleague.
What is his position as regards to his health?
Isimo sakhe kuya impilo yakhe sinjani kwamanje?
Okay, uSergeant Ledwaba kwaba nesihlakalo lapho sisemsebenzini khona. Wadutshulwa yigebengu.
With Sergeant Dwaba, there was an incident that took place as we were at work, and he was shot by criminals.
Wadubuleka kakhulu enyaweni kumenza ukuthi since October 2024 until manje ufake intsimbi enyaweni basazama ukuthi balungise inyawo lakhe ukuze akwazi ukuhamba.
He was mostly shot on the bottom part of his foot. The witness was demonstrating it almost halfway in his leg, which caused him that from October 2024 up until now, he's being supported with an iron. They're trying to sort his foot out, but for now, it's not yet successful.
You say a metal frame.
Uzofake insimbi frame ngathi bambe inyawo.
Yeah, insimbi ziningi la enyaweni lakhe. From ngaphezulu kwedolo ukuya phansi uneinsimbi ezizama ukuthi zilungise ithambo.
It's a lot of metal or irons that are on his leg from witness demonstrated said from above the knee going down, and he said going down with his hand going both sides of his leg to support his feet.
Thank you. And you've seen this yourself?
Lokhu wena ukubonile ngokwakho?
Yebo kunjalo ngikubonile makwenzeka ngangikhona namanje ngisamhlola ukuthi unjani.
Yes, I did see this when it happened. I was present, and even now, I still now and then go and check how he's doing.
You were actually present during this incident.
Yebo kwenzeka ngikhona ngangihamba naye.
Yes, we were together.
Thank you, my lord. That will conclude my examination in chief.
Court, please. Thank you, my lord. Good morning, Captain.
Colonel.
Colonel, my apologies. My apologies. I was. Yeah. I beg your pardon.
When I said good morning, Captain, he didn't say
That's why I didn't respond.
I was waiting for the interpreter.
Sawubona Colonel.
Sawubona mmeli
Good
wakhulu.
morning, Colonel.
Good morning.
Colonel, we know that the incident transpired on the 17th of April 2024, and around 8 o'clock in the morning you've received certain information from Captain Sekubela, correct?
Colonel, siyazi ukuthi isigameko lesenza ngomhlaka 17 April 2024 ngabo 8 ekuseni khona imininingwane noma information enayithola evela ku-Captain Sekubela kunjalo?
Yebo kunjalo.
Correct?
When you received the information, where were you located at the time? The exact location, can you remember?
Mawuthola leyo information wena ubukade ukuphi indawo la ubukade ukhona?
Cishe ngangidlula ngidrive ku N3 ngangidlula ku Van Buren.
I was driving on the N3, was passing the Van Buren.
So I'd say more or less in the vicinity of Bedford View, if I'm not mistaken.
Mangabe ngenziwa iphutha bungasebefiki.
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct.
You also indicated that Captain Sekubela suggested a meeting where a briefing would take place.
Asawuthi wena uCaptain Sekubela uyowathi ke kufanele ukuthi kube nomhlangano lapho kuzoba khona i-briefing call.
Yeah, wathi uzongithumelela i-location.
Yes, he said he will send me location.
What is the make and the model of the vehicle that you were driving at the time?
Ngaleso sikhathi bohamba ngemoto enjani? Xobona imoto, model yayo.
It's a Volkswagen Polo GTI.
So VW Polo GTI.
Can you remember the registration number?
Ngiyakhumbula i-number plate yayo.
Ish cha angisayikhumbuli kodwa if ayidinga ngamtholela yona.
I cannot recall, but if you really need it, I can get it for you.
You can get it.
Ungayithola.
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct.
But the vehicle was booked out to you on the particular day? Or is it a vehicle that you were using at the time on a regular basis?
Kodwa leyo moto leyo ibikade ikhishelwe wena noma imoto wena obukade uyisebenzisa isikhathi eside nesifishane kuleso sikhathi sesehlakala.
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct.
So, you indicated that Captain Sekubela would send you a location. Did he do so? Where the briefing would take place? My apologies.
Uyowaveza ukuthi ke uCaptain Sekubela uthi uzokuthumela i-location yalapho kufanele ukuthi nihlangane khona for i-briefing. Uye wakwenza lokho?
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, he did.
Where was the briefing out?
I-briefing leyo ibikade ibanjelwe kuphi?
Ngalandela i-location la ngifikisa kwi-shopping eduze kwe-shopping center eBramley.
Followed the location that was sent to me, and I arrived at not far from a shopping center in Bramley.
Who attended this briefing?
Obani bekade bakule briefing.
Indlela okwenzeka ngayo ngithole ama members esekhona and ngoba kwakuloku kufika abantu babuye endaweni eziningi ngicabanga ukuthi abanye bafika sengifikile.
The way that things were taking place upon my arrival, some of the members had already arrived, and I think some other members arrived after me.
So umeli mayifuna amagama abo kuzoba likhuni ukuthi ngiwasho.
So it will be difficult for me to mention their names.
Why?
Kodwa ngingasho engibakhumbulayo ngoba angibakhumbuli bonke.
But I can mention the ones that I recall because I don't recall all of them.
Can you recall how many members were there?
Ungakhumbula ukuthi kade kunamamemba ayingaki?
Mhlawumbe ngathi 11 kodwa angikho sure.
Can say 11, but I'm not sure.
And how many vehicles?
Iy'moto zona bekade zingaki?
Hayi angikho sure ngemoto.
I'm not sure.
And you indicated that after the briefing, when you left in a different vehicle. Is that correct?
Uchaze ukuthi ke emva kwe-briefing mase sewuhamba uhambe ngenye imoto hayi le uze ngayo.
Yebo kunjani.
That is correct.
Was this now the white BMW?
I-BMW emhlophe lo uhambe ngayo.
Yebo kunjani.
That is correct.
Who was the driver of the vehicle?
Ubani bekade eshayela leyo BM?
Ngaleso sikhathi kwaku warrant officer Phiri.
At the time it was Warrant Officer Phiri.
So perhaps I didn't allow you to give the names you can remember of the members attending the briefing. You said that you can mention those that you can recall.
Ngathi anginikezanga ithuba lokuthi ke usho amagama walaba othe wena uyabakhumbula bekade bakhona ku-briefing.
So let's start with, it was yourself. It was Captain Sekubela. It was Warrant Officer Phiri. Who else?
Manje ke asicale wena, Captain Sikobela, Warrant Officer Phiri, ubani umuntu?
Captain Andreas.
Captain Andreas.
Yes?
Sergeant Masikwameng.
Sergeant Masikwameng.
Sergeant Lidwaba.
Sergeant Lidwaba.
Sergeant Sateche.
Sergeant Sateche.
Kaku from Gauteng Traffic Police.
Kaku from Gauteng Traffic Police.
Angiyazi rank yakhe ukuthi yini.
I don't know his rank.
Okay. Anyone else you can recall?
Khona omunye futhi omkhumbulayo?
It's a guy named Piwe from, I don't know his surname. Oh, sorry. Uspiwe. Angisazi isibongo sakhe ubuya ku Gauteng Traffic.
And another person by the name of Spiwe from Gauteng Traffic. I'm not sure his surname.
Is that it?
Kuno warrant officer uPhura angikhumbula ukuthi ufike nini kodwa wayekhona e8 angikhumbuli ngimbona le ku briefing.
And there's also Warrant Officer Pura. I don't recall seeing him at the briefing, but he was present at 8th Road.
And uPhura akusisi isibongo sakhe igama esimbiza ngayo.
And Pura is not his surname or his name, is a name that we use to refer to him.
So the people attending the briefing, were they dressed in uniform or civilian clothing?
Abantu laba bebekade beku-briefing, beze ku-briefing. Bebekade begcoke iy'mpahla zabo zangasese noma bekade befake iy'ngubo zasemsebenzini.
Uniform.
They were in uniform.
So all members present at the briefing were in uniform.
Lokho lokho kusho ukuthi wonke amalungu bekade ekhona lapha ku-briefing bekade efake i-form.
Angeke ngisho ukuthi lokho for sure.
I can't say that we sent it.
So there's a possibility that some of the members that attended the briefing were dressed in civilian clothing. And we know that some were dressed in traffic uniform, correct?
Lokho kusho ukuthi kungenzeka ukuthi akhona amalungu bekade ekhona ku-briefing efake iy'ngubo zabo zangasese noma sazi ukuthi abanye bekade befake eze-traffic kodwa kungenzeka ukuthi khona la bebagqoke private.
Yebo ngoba ngiceda kumenshina warrant officer uPhura and ngiyakhumbula ukuthi uniform ayengayigqokile.
Yes, because as I mentioned, Warrant Officer Pura, I can recall that he was not in uniform.
Anyone else that you can remember not in uniform?
Bani omunye ungakhumbula ukuthi bekade engafakanga uniform?
Cha ngikhumbula.
Cannot recall.
So you left the briefing spot, the white BMW, and Warrant Officer Piri was the driver. Who was with you in the vehicle, apart from him and yourself?
Ngisuke ku-briefing, wena uhamba nge-BM emhlophe, ushayela u-Warrant Officer Phiri. Bani omunye bekade enani?
Kwakuno Captain Andreas.
Captain Andreas.
So it were the four of you in this vehicle.
Nani bani emotweni?
Yimi, Warrant Officer Perry, Captain Andreas.
It was me, Warrant Officer Phiri, and Captain Andreas.
Oh, the three.
Ndibathathu.
My
Yeah.
apologies.
Correct.
Yes. Thank you. So then you drove to 8th Road in accordance with the information received, correct?
Seniyashayela niya 8th Road nilandela information enikezwe yona. Kunjalo?
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct.
Are you in a position to tell us how many vehicles were present, excluding at the scene on 8th Road, excluding the Mercedes Viano, as well as the vehicle driven by Mr. Shepherd?
Ungasitshela ukuthi ezingakhi imoto eziyeza e-8th Road ushiye i-Mercedes Viano lebekade lapha nemoto bekade ihamba ngoShepherd bale nje lezi ezifike ngani.
Nakhona angeke ngibe nesiciniseko kodwa ngiyacabanga ukuthi mhlawumbe zazi u4 or 5.
Even there I am not that certain, but I think there were 4 or 5.
Does it include the traffic vehicles?
Kuloyo 4 or 5 fakele phakathi imoto zaka-traffic.
Yebo kunjalo.
Correct?
And were there more vehicles arrival after your arrival at 8th Road?
Ingabe emva kokufika kwakho e-8th Road kube kwaba khona ezinye imoto futhi ey'fikayo.
Yebo kungenzeka.
Yes, it's possible.
How many more vehicles arrived?
Ezinye ezingakhe zifikile.
Anginaso isiqiniseko.
I'm not sure.
But you are certain that more vehicles arrived?
Kodwa qinisekile ukuthi kunezinye imoto ezizafika.
I take it you called backup.
Uthathele ekutheni nina fonela ne-backup.
Njengoba ngisho uPhura ngishilo ngathi angikhumbule khona ku briefing kodwa esinini wafika.
As I said earlier, that I don't recall Pura being at the briefing, but at the scene he was present.
So he must have arrived in a different vehicle.
Lokho kusho ukuthi yena ngenzeka ufike ngenye imoto esinini.
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct.
Do you know who he came with?
Uyazi ukuthi yena ufike nobani?
Cha angazi.
No, I don't know.
Now, accused number 1 instructs me that whilst he and the person by the name of Tao was stationary, occupants of a white Mercedes Viano, he's sitting in the driver's seat and Tao next to him, suddenly police and traffic vehicles arrived on the scene.
Umangalela wokuqala ungazise lokho okulandelayo ukuthi ngenkathi yena bekade esemotweni imoto imile yena ehleli esihlalweni sokushayela utawu ehleli kulesi sinye isihlalo kuye kwafika iy'moto zamaphoyisa nezaba-traffic.
This is now on the 17th of April, the morning of the incident.
Konke lokhu ngomhla ka-17 ku-April 2024 ekuseni ngenkathi kwenzeka ngosuku lelo kwenzeka ngalo isigameko.
Ngiyezwa.
I understand.
My instructions are the vehicles were all unmarked vehicles. Do you agree?
Futhi-ke umangalelo wokuqala zonke iy'moto leziya ezifikile bekade zinganazo iy'nkomba ukuthi ezamaphoyisa noma ezakuphi.
Yebo ngiyavumelana no.
Yes, I agree with him.
My further instructions that when these vehicles arrived with blue lights and sirens on, the officers shouting demands and jumping out of the vehicles, respective vehicles.
Uthi-ke umangalelo wokuqala-ke zithe lezo iy'moto mazima kwakhala amasayireni kwakhanyiswa amalamba blue amaphoyisa loku esho izinto ey'hlukahlukene begquma bephuma emotweni.
Yebo.
Yes,
Do you agree?
uvumelana nalokho?
Yebo.
Yes.
Further instructs me that upon disembarking these vehicles, a member of the traffic police fired 2 shots in the air.
Uthi-ke umangalelo wokuqala emva kokuthi-ke amaphoyisa ahlike ey'motweni kunelunga lika-traffic ladubula kabili emoyeni.
Warning shots.
Lokho kubizwa ukuthi ama-warning shot.
Hayi ngiyaphikisana naloko. Akekho wadubula. Sasingekho isidingo sokudubula.
No, I disagree with that part. No one fired any warning shots. There was no reason for shots to be fired.
My further instructions that constant demands were shouted to them, instructed to get off the vehicle, lay down with their hands in the air, and they gave their cooperation. This is now Tau and accused number 1 with Mr. Matlaus standing next to the driver's side of the Mercedes Viana.
Uthi-ke umangalela wokuqala amaphoyisa-ke kunezinto ey'ningi bekade bezisho kubona izinto zokuthi ezifana nokuthi-ke mabaphakamise izandla behle emotweni balale phansi. Ngaleso sikhathi umangalela wokuqala umnumzane uTawu nalo bekade eme ngaphandle kwemoto umnumzane uMaxuba.
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct.
My further instructions are that they were immediately restrained, cuffed, with hands behind their backs and arrested.
Uthi-ke umangalela ngaleso sikhathi-ke ngokushesha bephume emotweni bayenziwa lokho kubizwa ukuthi kurestrainwa base bafakwa uzankosi.
Ba restrainwa yebo.
Yes, they were restrained.
Cuffed behind their backs, do you agree?
Azange bafake uzankosi emuva noma ama-handcuff ngapha emuva.
Yiko kurestraina lo.
That's what we call restraining.
I see. Lying on their stomachs next to the Mercedes Viana.
Belele ngesisu phansi eceleni kwe-Mercedes Viana.
Yebo.
That is correct.
It is my instructions that Captain Sekubela, in the process of approaching the 3 people, he said to accused number 1, Musa, usali stout, meaning, Musa, you are still naughty. Can you remember that?
Uthi-ke umangalelo wokuqala ngenkathi uCaptain Sikgobela ebasondela bobathathu belele phansi uCaptain Sikgobela uye wathi kummangalela wokuqala, Musa usese-stout.
Cha, angikhumbuli lokho.
No,
Sangikwenza.
I don't recall. That did not happen.
So if you say you don't recall, it's possible you might not have heard it or you can't remember it, correct?
Mawuthi awukhumbuli kungenzeka awukuzwanga noma kwenzekile kodwa wena awukhumbuli.
No ngithi lokho azange kwenza.
What I'm saying is that did not happen.
No, sir. What you said is you can't recall it. There's a difference.
My lord, no. And then the witness added, and that did not happen. So he qualified his answer.
I don't recall that did not happen.
Okay, I accept it. Thank you, my lord. Accused one informs me, or rather instructs me, that at no stage was he uncuffed from behind his back, his hands from behind his back, and cuffed with his hands in front of his body. That did not happen at 8th Road.
Ummangalelo wokuqala uthi yena asikho isikhathi lapho aye wakhululwa khona izandla zakhe akuzamposi kusuka semuva bese ziboshwa ngaphambili uthi lokho azange kwenzeke.
Hayi, umangalelo wokuqala akakhuluma iqiniso.
Accused number 1 is not telling the truth.
You don't agree with it?
Awuvumelani naye.
Cha, ngoba ngemva kokuthi a complain yime ngathi bamshintshe amakhafu bawafake ngaphambili.
No, I don't agree with him because after he complained of being uncomfortable, I'm the one who instructed that they should uncuff him from his behind and cuff him from his front.
It is my instructions that accused number 1 alerted the officers and Sekhubela, Captain Sekhubela, to the fact that he was in hospital and that he is not well. He, however, denies coughing on the scene at 8th Road.
Ummangalelo wokuqala uthi yebo uye wamazisa uCaptain Sikhobela namaphoyisa ukuthi ke bekade esesibhedlela engekho kahle. Kodwa uyaphika ukuthi yena e-8th Road uye wakhohlela.
Ngiyajabula ukuthi uyavuma ukuthi umazisile uCaptain. Yisi sizathu esenza ukuthi ngithi bamkhipha ama handcuffs ngemuva bawafake ngaphambili. And ngaleso sikhathi umangalelo umsolo lo ayilokhu ekhohlela.
I'm glad that he admits that he did inform Captain Sikhobela of being unwell. That proves that I indeed instructed for him to be uncuffed from his behind and cuffed in the front. And at the time, he was coughing.
Angisho ukuthi kuprove ngithi yisi sizathu esenza ukuthi
So misinterpretation. I'm glad that he agrees that he did inform Captain Sikhobela and other members. That is the reason why I instructed them to uncuff him from his hands from his behind to the front. And at the time, he was coughing.
So what difference would it have made if the hands were behind his back or in front of him?
Manje umehluko bozoba kuphi uma ngabe izandla zakhe zisemuva noma ngaphambili?
umangalelwa mayesho lento ayisho ukuthi isimo sakhe asikho right wayilele ebheke phansi efaswe ngemuva.
When accused number 1 was saying what he was saying of being unwell, he was lying on the ground on his stomach, facing down.
So ngenxa yokuzwelana nesimo ayesisho ngathi abamshintsha ama handcuff bawafake ngaphambili. Emva kwalokho azange asalala phansi wahlala ngezinqa.
Because of understanding of the situation that he was mentioning to us, I then asked that he changed the position and the handcuff be removed from his behind to his front, and afterwards he did not go back to lying on the ground. He was sitting on the ground.
It is my instructions that you are not telling the truth and you are the one that is distorting the truth. He never changed positions.
Ummangalelwa cha akusilona iqiniso lelo futhi wena ongakhuluma iqiniso akazange yena asuswe kusuka la bekade elele khona phansi.
Any comment?
wasuswa kwashintshwa ama-handcuffs eza ngaphambili wasehlala phansi.
He was removed from where he was lying on his stomach facing down. The handcuffs were removed from his behind. He was made to sit, and the handcuffs were placed from his front.
It is my further instructions that upon having been restrained, he was immediately placed into the back of a Fortuner motor vehicle.
Uthi-ke ummangalelwa emva kokuthi-ke afakwe ozankosi noma ayenziwe lokhu elibizwa ukuthi ukurestrainwa, uye wathathwa wafaka emuva kweFortune.
Akulona iqiniso.
That is not true.
A white Fortuner, in actual fact.
IFortune emhlophe.
After which they left to 34 Fifth Road, Q.
Emva kwalokho kwase kuyahanjwa iwa enumber 34 Fifth Road eQ.
Akulona iqiniso.
That is not true.
Was there a Fortuner on the scene?
Bekade ikhona iFortune esigamekweni?
Cha.
No.
No Fortuner arrived at the later stage.
AkunaFortune eyafika emva kwesikhathi?
Hayi, cha.
No.
Q's further instructions are that he was never explained his rights by Captain Sekubela.
Mangalelo oqala uthi nasikho isikhathi akazange nje achazelwe amalungelo wakhe nguCaptain Sekubela.
uKapteni Sikhovela wabatshela abamangele abasolo amalungelo.
Captain Sekubela did inform the suspects of their constitutional rights
Nesizathu sokuthi baboshelwa.
and the reason for their arrest.
Matlo, was he also informed?
Umatlona ibaye bamazisa amalungelo wakhe?
Cha.
No.
uMatlow
You?
uMatlow masifika uKristo weza wapointa ama-suspect ayesemotweni. Wasuyasho ukuthi lo ekhomba uMatlow ukuthi lo uphume endlini bengekho emotweni.
When we arrived, Christo approached and then pointed to the two suspects and said they were the ones that were in a motor vehicle, and then said this one, pointing at Makhubu, this one was not in the motor vehicle, he only came out of the house.
So ngamafushane yena azange aboshwe.
So in short, he was not arrested.
Was he cuffed?
You follow my handcuff?
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes.
You testified that the rights were explained in Sepedi and English, correct?
Uye wachaza ukuthi-ke amalungelo aye wachazwa ngeSpedi nangeSingisi. Njalo?
Yebo uSikhovela wakhuluma iSpedi wachaza ngeEnglish.
Yes, Sekubela spoke in Sepedi and explained them in English.
So which rights were explained in Sepedi and which rights were explained in English?
Manje amaphi amalungelo achazwe ngeSpedi, amaphi achazwe ngeSingisi?
Wona amalungelo abo wabachazele ngeSpedi waphinde futhi wawasho ngeEnglish.
Their rights, he informed them in Sepedi, and then he also mentioned them or explained them in English.
So he explained all the rights in Sepedi, and thereafter he explained all the rights in English again.
Manje usho ukuthi uchaze wonke amalungelo wabo ngeSpedi. Waphinde wabuya futhi wachaza wonke ngeSingisi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now it is my instructions that upon leaving the scene at 8th Road, arriving at 5th Road, 34 5th Road Q, and you were not present, so I'm not going to put the entire version to you. It's already been put to Captain Sekubela. Accused number 1 was not explained his rights, even at 34 5th Road, and he was severely tortured during the search that took place on his particular premises.
Uthi-ke umangalelo wokuqala uma besuke e-Road baya inumber 34 5th Road eQ mabafika angeke ngisachaza yonke ngibeke yonke iversion yakhe ngichazile uCaptain Sikhombela ngoba wena ubukade ungekho. Uthi-ke yena umangalelwa mabafika-ke inumber 34 8th Road akachazelwanga amalungelo khona futhi ngenkathi bekade kusetshwa endlini bekade bemshaya noma senza lo sithi phecelezi bekade ethotshwarwa amaphoyisa mabesetshwa.
Kungangimangaza lokho ngoba umsolo waphinde wabuya e8 and akukho lapho asho khona ukuthi ushayiwe amaphoyisa or nasebusweni akukho lapho ayibonakalisa khona impawu zomuntu oshayiwe.
That will shock me because accused number 1 came back to 8th Road and he did not mention that to me, and even on his face he did not show as a person that was assaulted or tortured by police.
Yeah, Colonel, my instructions are you were not present and you were not party to the assault, first of all. Secondly, he was assaulted all over his body and suffocated with a plastic courier guide plastic bag. So you would, my instructions are that, or I put it to you, you would not have necessarily seen it on his face or in terms of injuries.
Uthi-ke umangalelwa wena bukade ungekho ngaleso sikhathi konke lokho kwenzeka. Futhi-ke ngenkathi eshaywa ubekade eshaywa emzimbeni and wafakwa iplastic leli lokuhambisa izinto laka-courier guy ekhanda ngenkathi eloku eshaywa ethotshariwe. Lokho kusho ukuthi-ke bowungekho noma umbona wena ukwazi ukubona iy'mpawu zokuthi ushayiwe.
Uqinisile kodwa umsolo uqala wabuya weza e8 Road ayengasho ukuthi labantu laba sebangithochare kabuhlungu kabi.
Okay, that's true. However, accused number 1 did come back to 8th Road. He had an opportunity to say that those police that I left with have now tortured me so badly.
What would you have done if he has reported it to you against your co-police officer and Captain Sekubela at the time, the same rank than you?
Wena bukade uzoyenzana uma ngabe bekade ekutshelile ukuthi amanye amaphoyisa ahambe nawo noCaptain Sikhombela ngaleso sikhathi oserenkini efanayo neyakho bozoyenzani makasho ukuthi bamshayile?
Ngizom-advise ukuthi avule icala.
I would advise him to open a case against them.
Just for your knowledge, Colonel, upon his admission at the hospital that very same night, Edenvale Hospital, he reported the assault to the hospital personnel.
For for ulwazi lakho nje Colonel umangalelwa ngabe lobo busuku makangena esibhedlela uye wachaza lokhu kubasebenzi basesibhedlela ukuthi hayi amaphoyisa amthutshalele ngempela.
Ngiyezwa nakhona lapho umsolwa wayehamba namaphoyisa ayengasebenzi nathi. Wayenethuba lokuthi abatshele ukuthi la amaphoyisa lawa angibophile angishayile. Ngicela ukuvula icala.
I hear you. And at the time, case number 1 was in the presence of police officers that do not work with us. He had another opportunity to inform them that those police officers assaulted me or tortured me. May you please assist me in opening a case?
Colonel, how would accused number 1 have known which officer works in which section and whether you work together or not? Whereas you are together at the so-called scene, labeled as a crime scene, as co-police officers.
Manje Colonel ummangalelo oqala bekade ezowazi kanjani ukuthi amapha amaphoyisa asebenza kweyiphi indawo amapha asebenza nani angasebenzi nani nisendaweni eyodwa ekuseniyibize ukuthi indawo yesigameko ningamaphoyisa nisebenzisana.
Amaphoyisa aseBremla afika late and ayefikele specific for escorta ususpect esibhedlela.
Police officers from Brimley arrived late and they arrived specifically for escorting accused number 1 with the ambulance to go to hospital.
It is my instructions that you knew about this assault, although you did not witness the assault, because you arrived directly after the assault at number 34 5th Road Q.
Uthi umangalelo wena ubukade wazi ngalokushaya kwakhe noma ubukade ungekho kodwa bowazi ngoba ufike nje emuva kokuthi ashayo enumber 34 5th Road EQ.
Engimangaza ngoba ummeli uqeda kusho ukuthi mina ngangingekho lapho kodwa manje uthi ngifikile.
Surprises me because earlier on you said I was not present and now you say I arrived.
Directly after the assault.
Yebo ufike emuva kokuthi ashaye.
Nalapho futhi ube nethuba lokureporta kimi ukuthi ushayiwe.
And
If ngangifikile kodwa ngizange ngiye lapho.
even there he still had an opportunity to report to me that he was assaulted if I arrived, but I did not go there.
So my instructions are that at this stage, directly after the suffocation and torture and assault, he was coughing uncontrollably and started coughing up blood on the floor and on the top he was wearing at that stage when he saw you for the first time on the scene at 5th Road.
Uthi-ke umangalelwa emva kokuthi-ke aqede lo moya ngeplastiki ashaywe uye waqala-ke wasuyakhohlela kakhulu wagcina futhi sekhohlela igazi elachithekela phansi nakutop le bekade eyigcokile yilapho abone khona wena kokuqala lapha e-5th Road.
Angizange ngiye 5th Road.
Didn't go to 5th Road.
My instructions are that at that stage you helped him up and you said to him, you should have talked, look now.
Uthi ngaleso sikhathi-ke wena ilapho uye wamsiza wena ukuthi aphakame wase uthi wena kuyena ngabe ukhulumile uyabona-ke manje.
Any comment?
Lokho
Comment ngalokho?
lokho akuzange kwenza.
That did not happen.
Accused at that stage could not speak as he was coughing uncontrollably and struggled to breathe.
Ngaleso sikhathi umangalelwa bekade engakwazi ukukhuluma ngoba bekade lokhu ekukhehlelile futhi engakwazi ukuphefumula kahle.
Angeke ngazi ngoba ngangingekho lapho.
I wouldn't know because I was not there.
After having had a few glasses of water, he requested that he be brought his nebulizer, which he had in one of the rooms.
Ngemva kokuthi aphuze ama-glass 10 wamanzi eyawacela ukuthi ke anikezwe inebulizer yakhe bekade ikhona kwamanye amagumbi bekade ekhona lapha endlini.
Ngiyezwa kodwa ngangingekho lapho.
I hear you, but I was not present.
He then used the nebulizer with water as a result of his confusion resulting from the assault.
Uthi ke wasesebenzisa ke inebulizer yakhe ngamanzi ngenxa ukuthi bekade edidekile emva kokuthi ashaye.
Ngiyezwa kodwa ngangingekho.
I hear you, but I was not present.
It's my instructions that at this stage, you uncuffed his hands from behind his back. You removed the top that he was wearing at that stage, and he was given a black top to wear, and you then cuffed him again, again, his hands behind his back.
Uthi ke umangalela ngaleso sikhathi lapho ke uye wakhipha khona ozankosi emuva wakhupha itop ebekade igqokile wasenikezwa emnyama ukuthi ayigcoke wase uyaboshwa futhi emuva izayo.
Mina futhi.
And I did that.
Can I quickly approach? My apologies, my lord. I just want one aspect to rectify one aspect. My instructions are that, in fact, his hands were not cuffed behind his back, but at this stage cuffed in front of his body.
Okay, kulungisa.
Just to correct that statement.
Uthi ke emva kokuthi ke agqoke le top emnyama izandla lakhe azange zisaboshwe la ngasemuva ziboshwe ngaphambili.
Angazi ngoba ngangingekho lapho.
I don't know because I was not present.
It is my instructions that accused at this stage, you, Colonel, told him that the paramedic is on his way.
Ngalesikhathi wena colonel uye wamtshela khona ukuthi ama paramedic asendleleni ayeza.
Cha. Yangiphambanisa mhlawumbe.
No, maybe he's confusing me with someone else.
So, at this stage, accused one and officers then walked towards the gate of the house.
My learned friend will really have to slow down.
My apologies.
And I see we're a bit behind our tea time also.
Oh,
Just saying.
It's already 25.
I was just wondering how much longer you're going to be.
I'm still going to be
Still
one.
there, why? Shall we take our short journey, please? Just to give Mr. Lulu's pen some time to cool down. The mine also is flaming now.
Is it like, my lord, we can just confirm the speed limit. You previously
60.
referred me to the speed
60
limit to
kilometers. I said it's 60.
60.
Yes, it has been brought to my attention that we in fact have gone into our short adjournment. We are going to go and take the short adjournment at this stage. The accused, can you rise, thank you. We're going to take a short adjournment at this stage. We'll return after a few moments. Accused number 1, 2, 3 are in custody. You remain in custody. Case 4 and 5 will pay your baby's extended upon the same conditions as previously. Lieutenant Colonel Sotetsi, sir, you are under cross-examination. You are not to discuss the nature of your evidence with anyone during the break, okay?
Yes.
Thank you. We'll take a short adjournment.
All right.
Thank you. Lieutenant Colonel Sotetsi, we confirm that you are still under former oath to speak with you.
Colonel Sudetsi, uyaqinisekisa ukuthi usesengaphansi kwesifungo sokuthi sikhuluma iqiniso?
Yebo kunjalo.
Do confirm, madam?
Thank you, Mr. President, sir.
Good, please, thank you, my lord. Colonel, on the day in question, how many officers of the rank of captain were present?
Colonel.
At 8th Road as well as 5th Road?
Oh, Colonel, ngalolwa suku ayingakhe amaphoyisa aphethe isikhundla sika-captain bekade ekhona ey'ndaweni zesigameko, 8th Road nase-5th Road.
Sasibathathu.
3 of us.
Yimi, Captain Andreas, Captain Schobe.
That was me, Captain Andreas, and Captain Skobela.
You agree that since the arrest is the first time for you and accused number 1 to see each other again?
Uyavumelana nami ukuthi since baboshwa ukuqala uhlangana nibonana futhi nomangalo lokuqala.
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct.
Okay, let's proceed with accused number 1's version. So it is my instructions that you told him that the paramedic is on the way. And at this point, accused 1 and officers then walked to the gate of the house when the paramedic arrived at the gate.
Uthi umangalo lokuqala wena uye wamtshela ukuthi ke paramedic yeza esendleleni ngaleso sikhathi yena namaphoyisa base bayaqala bayahamba baye egeyitini ngathi kufika iparamedic.
Ngoba sengishilo ngangekho 5th Road.
Like I said earlier, I was not present at 5th Road.
And umsolo oqala wabona ama paramedics 8th Road.
And accused number 1 was seen by paramedics for the first time at 8th Road.
Let's say, in terms of your evidence, that you are correct that you were not there, then you cannot dispute that the paramedic first arrived at 5th Road and then proceeded to 8th Road. You would agree with me?
Asithi ke sivumelana nawe ukuthi wena uthi bowungekho e-5th Road. Angeke ukwazi ukuphikisa ukuthi amaphoyisa ama-paramedic ayewafika e-5th Road bese ke asuka aya kwenye indawo angisho angoba kade ungekho.
Yeah, lokho angikwazi kodwa umsolo wabona ama paramedic 8th Road.
I bear no knowledge of that. However, the accused was seen by paramedics at 8th Road.
It's my further instructions that the paramedic arrived in a white Fortuner branded cap, and that the branding of cap was done in black.
Sike umangalelwa ama-paramedic wona ayewafika ngefortuna emhlophe ebhalwe cap ngobumnyama.
Cha akunjalo. I-paramedic ehamba ngefortuna emnyama.
That is not true. The paramedic was in a black Fortuna
And yayingana ma brands.
and it was unmarked or unbranded.
But what we can agree on is that the paramedic came in a Fortuner. Is that correct?
Kodwa singavumelana ngakho ukuthi ke paramedic ele lafika ngefortune. Kunjalo?
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct.
And we also agree that the paramedic came from Cap.
Futhi siyavumelana ukuthi paramedic livela kwabaka cap.
i-CAP i-security company angazi noma bane-paramedic na.
CAP is a security company. I do not know if they do have paramedics.
It is my instructions that they do.
Kuthiwa banawo ama-paramedic.
Angikwazi lo.
Then I pay no knowledge of that.
It is my instructions that you then told the paramedic to go to 8th Road, where the paramedic can treat and grant medical assistance to accused number 1, and accused number 1 was then taken to 8th Road.
Kuthiwa ke wena utshele i-paramedic ukuthi paramedic aliye 8th Road lapho lizosiza khona ummangalo wokuqala. Ummangalo wokuqala ke wasethathwa ehanjiswe 8th Road kuthiwa ubona ama-paramedic.
Akwenzi sense kimi. If umuntu eku-5th Road, i-paramedic iku-5th Road, isiphi isizathu sokwenza ukuthi asuke nomuntu ayomsizela e-8th Road?
That does not make sense to me. If a person is at 5th Road, the paramedics arrive at 5th Road, what reason for them to move with the person that they're supposed to assist to treat him at 8th Road?
Ngisasho namanje umsolo watreathelwa e-8th Road ngoba bekase 8th Road hayi e-5th.
And I will still repeat this. The suspect or accused number 1 was seen to by paramedics at 8th Road because he was at 8th Road.
Accused number 1 instructs me that he agrees with you, that in fact he was taken to 8th Road and he was treated by the paramedic at 8th Road, as you are saying.
Ummangalelo wokuqala uvumelana nawe. Uye wamikiswa e-8th Road lapha athole khona usizo i-paramedic e-8th Road.
Yebo siphikisana lapho ethi uthathwe i-ambulance e-5th Road yayomtreatele e-8th Road. Lokho akusiyo.
What we don't agree on is that he was taken by an ambulance from 5th Road and taken back to 8th Road to be treated. There we don't agree.
Sorry, not ambulance, by paramedic.
Paramedic from 5th Road to 8th Road. We don't agree.
But we agree that he was treated at 8th Road by the paramedic.
Kodwa siyavumelana ukuthi uye wasizwa i-paramedic e-8th Road.
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes.
So, Captain Sekubela testified that accused number 1 was at no stage taken from 5th Road to 8th Road, and he was subsequently not treated by a paramedic at 8th Road. You obviously don't agree with that evidence. Captain Sekubela testified that accused number 1 was at no stage taken from 5th Road to 8th Road, where he was treated by a paramedic. You don't, for obvious reasons, you don't agree with Captain Sekubela's evidence.
Captain Sekubela uye waphikisa yena ukuthi ke akukho isikhathi lapho umangalelo aye wathathwa e-5th Road wamikisa e-8th Road ukuthi ke ayosizwa. Awuvumelani futhi nawe nalokho.
Captain Sekubela izinto ayisho la enkantolo angeke ngazi ukuthi utheni ngoba bengamlalela.
I wouldn't know what Captain Sekubela said to this court because I was not listening to him.
But I'm telling you now, sir, do you agree with this evidence?
Kodwa ngiyakutshela manje uyavumelana nobufakazi bakhe yini?
Bengizocela ukuthi ummeli abuze mina ngezinto engizaziyo hayi ngezinto eyishoyo umunye umuntu.
I would ask counsel to ask me about things that I know of, not something that is someone else's knowledge.
So what is your answer?
Impendulo yakho?
Do you agree with this evidence or not? Very easy question.
Uvumelana nobufakazi bakhe noma cha?
engikwaziyo ukuthi umsolo watreatwa e-8.
All I know is that accused number 1 was treated at 8th Road.
So I take it you don't agree.
Sengizothatha ukuthi wena awuvumelani nakho lokho.
It is my further instructions that the paramedic then gave accused number 1 an oxygen mask and tested his vitals.
Futhi ke iparamedic lela nikeza umangalelo wokuqala i-oxygen mask lase li-testa futhi nama-vitals wakhe.
Yebo ngambona umsolo efakwe i-oxygen mask.
Yes, I did see the accused in an oxygen mask.
This paramedic then after having treated and assessed the accused, said that he needs a hospital and then he called an ambulance.
Paramedic lele emva ukuthi ke li-treat umangalelwa nokumtesta lelathi ke umangalelwa udinga isibhedlela lasibiza i-ambulance.
Ngenzeka ukuthi washo njalo angingekho eduze kwakhe.
It's possible that the paramedic said that I was not close to hear that.
Kodwa engikwaziyo ukuthi emva kwaloko kwafonela i-ambulance.
But all I know is that after that an ambulance was called.
Accused 1 says that the paramedic was the one who called the ambulance. You can't dispute it, correct?
Uma umangalelwa oqala athi paramedic ilona libize i-ambulance wena ngekwazi ukuphikisa lokho kunjalo.
Ngeke ngikwazi.
Correct.
Then his further version that after an hour, the state ambulance that was called initially did not arrive, and the paramedic then called ER24, who arrived shortly thereafter.
So umangalelwa oqala ke i-ambulance leyo mbuso eyabizwa okokuqala zange ifike, paramedic lasekufonela ke i-ER24 ibona baye bafika.
Engikwaziyo ukuthi kwakufona ukufonela ama-ambulance. Angazi ukuthi yiphi engafikanga yiphi efikile kodwa egcineni i-ambulance yafika i-911.
All I'm aware of is calls were made to different ambulances. I don't know which ones, but at the end, an ambulance that arrived is from 911,
Netcare.
NetCare.
Accused 1 was then put on a stretcher into the ambulance, and the ambulance drove back to 5th Road, Q escorted by police vehicles.
So
You agree?
umangalelwa oqala ke wasebeka ku stretcher wafaka ku ambulance yase ke iyashayela escort amaphoyisa ibuyela muva e5th Road. Uvumelana lokho?
Yebo bamcheck base babuyele e-5th Road.
Yes, he was checked and then they went back to 5th Road.
But he was in the ambulance, transported back to 5th Road.
Kodwa bekade phakathi kwe-ambulance nkathi bamhambisa e5th Road.
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct.
So Captain Sekgobela denied that he was ever brought from 8th Road to 5th Road in an ambulance in the manner described. You don't agree with his evidence?
Captain Sekgobela uye waphika ukuthi umangalelwa uye walethwa ngale ndlela lethiwe ngayo e5th Road. Awuvumelani nobufakazi bakhe?
Angivumelani kodwa ngingasho efuna ngicommente ukuthi uCaptain Sekgobela ayinomsebenzi omningi ngalelo langa. Ngenza ukuthi ezinye izinto akasayikhumbuli kahle. Engikhumbulayo mina yiloko engikushoyo manje.
I don't agree with the evidence. However, what I can say is Captain Sekgobela had a lot of work on the day. It's possible that some of the things he's not recalling them correctly.
Are you now crafting excuses on behalf of Captain Sekgobela? Is that what you do?
Ngabe manje so wakha ama-excuse for Captain Sikhobela.
Ummeli ulokhu ufuna mina ngicommente ngezinto eyishiwo uSikhobela. So ngiyakhomenta manje ngiyamtshela ukuthi engicabangayo ikuphi.
Council wants me to comment on things that were spoken by Captain Sikhobela. So I'm commenting now and saying and telling you that's what I think.
You deposed to an affidavit shortly after the events, is that correct? And I think on the 19th of April 2024.
We were nikezela nge-statement wena shana nje emva kwesigameko yakwanga umhla ka-19 April 2024. Kunjalo?
Yebo.
That is correct?
I can request my very friend, my lord, just to provide me with the original A2 statement. I take it, I see it's a typed statement, I take it you typed it out yourself.
Ngiyabona i-statement lesithayitshiwe ngicabanga ukuthi sithayiphe wena ngokwakho.
Yebo kwakuyimi.
Yes, it was me.
And it was commissioned by Sergeant Sitole, if I'm not mistaken.
A commissioner kwaba uSergeant Sithole uma ngenziphutha.
Yebo njalo.
That is correct?
Sergeant Sitole is part of the investigating team.
uSergeant Sithole futhi omunye obekade eyilunga labaphenyi.
Yeah.
Yes.
You and Captain Sikhobela's statements, were your statements commissioned simultaneously at the very same time?
I-statements sakho nesaka Captain Sikhobela zisayinwe ngesikhathi esisodwa ngokulandelana.
Angisakhumbuli.
Cannot recall.
Ngenze.
Maybe.
Just have a look at the statement, court orderly. Can you just verify whether that is your statement, Colonel? Is it your signature at the bottom, the first page, the second page, as well as the third page, as well as on the fourth page?
Ngicela ukuthi uqinisekise ukuthi isona yini statement sakho ngabe ukhona umcico wakho kukhasi lokuqala lesibili lesithathu nelesine se-statement.
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct.
I see your statement was commissioned at the 19th of April at 20 minutes past 9 in the morning. Is that correct?
Siyabona sakho i-statement sikhomishiniwe ngomhla ka-19 ku-April ngo-20 past 9 ekuseni.
Yebo kunjalo.
Correct?
I noticed from Captain Sikhobela's statement that his statement was and also commissioned by Sergeant Sitole on the 19th of April 2024 at 9:15 in the morning, 5 minutes apart.
Ngibona ke saka Captain Sikhobela ukuthi naso sikhomishiniwe ngomhla ka-19 ku-April 2024 uSithole ngo-9:15 imizuzu emihlanu nje ehlukile.
Yes.
I put it to you.
I hear you.
So you were probably in each other's presence when your statements were commissioned.
Lokho kusho
You would
ukuthi
agree.
mhlawumbe beninonke ngenkathi i-statement zenu zikhomishiniwe. Uyavuma?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you sit together and type your statements together as well?
Benihleli nonke.
Emanating from the very same incident, bearing in mind it was commissioned more or less at the same time at the same date.
Benihleli nonke nithapha i-statement zenu ngalesigameko esenzeka uphinde ukhumbule futhi ukuthi i-statement zenu zikhomishiniwe futhi 5 minutes emva kwesomunye.
Cha umuntu nomuntu uzithayiphela istatement sakhe ngendlela akhumbula ngayo i-incident.
No, each person typed their own statement the way that they could recall the incident.
Now on the 19th question, you just slow down. Did Captain Sikhobela, after he left 8th Road, went to 5th Road, did he at any stage return to 8th Road?
Emva ukuthi ke Captain Sikhobela asuke e-8th Road aye 5th Road khona isikhathi lapha yewabuyela khona futhi 8th Road.
Cha.
No.
Not even when you told him that accused number 1 is needed at 8th Road.
nanoma umtshelile wena somtshelile wena ukuthi unumber 1 uyadingeka futhi e-8th Road.
No, mina naye sasicommunicate ngefone.
No, me and him were communicating via phone.
So I refer you to paragraph 10 of your statement.
Ngicela ukuthi ubuke paragraph 10 westatement sakho.
Will you read paragraph 10 for us into the record, please?
Sicela ukuthi usifundele uparagraph 10.
Captain Sekgobela and other members then left with the Musa Kekana for further investigation at his address. And when the suspect came back to be attended by medical personnel, he was wearing a black sweater, supposed to be top.
Yes.
And Captain Sekgobela explained to me that he had asked him to change his top in order to preserve forensic evidence, that is gun residue, that could be on it.
Now, from paragraph 10, I infer, and please assist us here, that Captain Sekgobela came with accused number 1 and he explained why he had a different, why he was wearing a different top.
So kulokho qeda ukufunda ku paragraph 10 mina ngithathele ekuthenini ukuthi uCaptain Sekgobela bekade khona waqhaza ukuthi kungani ummangalelwa esegqoke itop ehlukile kunale bekayigqokile ngaphambilini.
Cha, akunjalo. uCaptain Sekgobela bengikhuluma naye ngocingo. Wangitshela ukuthi uthumela abantu bamlethe. Kodwa ngingamangali. Umshintshise ijezi ngoba ufuna bathathe ubufakazi beforensic kulo.
No, that is not true. I was communicating to Captain Sekgobela via a phone, and he then informed me that he sent people to bring accused number 1, and I mustn't be surprised that he's in a different top. He asked the accused to take off the top.
For forensic evidence. Yeah.
No, you don't have to elaborate. You've answered the question. So if I get your evidence correctly, Captain Sekgobela phoned you, told you, accused number 1, he's on his way to 8th Road, and don't be surprised, he's wearing a different top. Do I understand it correctly?
Mangabe ngibuzwa kahle uthi wena uCaptain Sekgobela uye wakushayela ucingo wasekwazisa ukuthi ke ummangalelo wokuqala usendleleni uyalethwa e8th Road kodwa ungamangali useshintshe itop ugqoke enye.
Kahle kahle yimi ngifonela yena ngoba ngangithi umsolwa akabuyiswe ukuze abe forensic bazo deala naye.
In actual fact, I'm the one that was calling Captain Sekgobela because I'm the one that needed accused number 1 to be brought back for forensic to take gunshot residue from him.
So Captain Sekgobela knew that accused number 1 is on his way back as per your request to 8th Road, correct?
Manje ke uCaptain Sekgobela bekazi ukuthi ke ummangalelo wokuqala usendleleni ebuye 8th Road ngoba wena ucela ukuthi kwenziwe njalo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yet he denies that.
Kodwa yena
Any
uyakuphika
knowledge
lokho.
of accused number 1 going back to 8th Road?
Kodwa yena Captain uyakuphika lokho uthi akanalo ulwazi lukammangalelo wokuqala abuyele 8th Road.
Kunzima ukuthi ngiphendule ngoba mangithi ngiyaphendula ummeli uthi ngimenzela ama excuses.
It's difficult for me to respond because when I try to respond, then counsel says I'm making excuses for Captain Sekgobela.
You see, Colonel, someone is lying. Someone is not telling the truth. Between yourself and Sekgubela, and for reasons unknown to us.
Yabona manje Colonel khona oqamba amanga. Lo muntu oqamba amanga akaziwa kuthina mhlawumbe wena mhlawumbe uCaptain Sikhobela kodwa thina sazi.
Ngoba ngisho engikushoyo kuyiqiniso umsolo wathrithelwa e8 road. Angeke ngiphendulele uCaptain Sikhobela izinto ayishiya.
Like I said earlier, what I'm saying is the truth. The accused number 1 was treated by paramedics at 8th Road, and I won't be able to respond on what Captain Sikhobela told the court.
I take it you read your statement before you came to testify, to refresh your memory.
Ngizothathela ekuthenini ngaphambi kokuthi uqale ukuthula ubufakazi bakho uyewafunda istatement sakho ukuthi uzikhumbuze.
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct.
I perused your statement, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Colonel. Nowhere, and more particularly in paragraph 5, dealing with the events, have you mentioned that Captain Sekgubela at any stage explained accused number 1's rights to him in your presence. Would you agree?
Uzovumelana nami ke Colonel ukuthi ke ku statement sakho akukho lapho kakhulukazi ku paragraph 5 lapho uchaza khona izinto ezenzeka akukho lapho wena uchaza khona ukuthi Captain Sikhobela wachazela abamangalelo noma ummangalelo amalungelo wakhe.
Yebo kunjalo kodwa mayelana nokuchazela kwamalungelo ngibonile ukuthi mina ngikubhalanga kodwa bengazi ukuthi yena njengomuntu obechaza amalungelo ukushilo.
That is correct. However, I did notice that I did not include it in my statement that he explained the rights, but as a person that was there next to him when he was doing it, I know that he explained the rights.
This matter transpired, or the arrest took place more than 2 years ago. Correct?
Konke lokhu noma ukuboshwa kwabamangalela kwenzeka iminyaka nje engaphezulu kweminyaka emabili. Kunjalo?
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct.
You deposed to this affidavit 2 days after the arrest. Correct?
Wena wanikezela ngestatement insuku ezimbili emva kwesigameko.
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct.
When what transpired was still fresh in your memory. Correct?
Kathi lo konke lokho kwenzekile kusesekusha emqondweni wami.
Yebo kunjalo.
Correct.
Yet, something important as the explanation or explaining of rights is not contained in your statement.
Kodwa into ebalekile noma emqoka njengokuchazwa kwamalungelo omuntu oboshwayo ayikho ku statement sakho.
Ngiyavuma ukuthi kube yiphutha esayidini lami kodwa umuntu obekade nika abasolo amalungelo ngiyazi ukuthi bengeka kushiya statementini sakhe ngoba kubalekile.
I agree that is a mistake on my part. However, the person that explained the rights to the accused at the time, I know as a person who had explained, those rights are contained in the statements. It did mention them.
I put it to you, Colonel, that if the rights were explained, it would have been inserted in your statement. The reason for not appearing in your statement is because the rights were never explained in your presence, or at all.
Mina ngizothi kuwena Colonel uma ngabe lawo malungelo baye bawachaza phambi kwakho nawe bozowafaka statements sakho sizathu ukuthi angabi khona ukuthi azange achazwe inhloko.
Amalungelo abasolwa uCaptain Sikhobela wabachazela ngangikhona and ngiyazi ukuthi statementini sakhe ukubhalile lokho.
Captain Sikhobela did explain the accuser's rights. I was present and I know that Captain Sikhobela included that in his statement.
and
Did he
We-
hand? Oh, apologies, you're still busy.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, kuyinto ebaluleke kakhulu ukuthi abasolwa baziswe amalungelo abo. Into ehlala siyenza uma sisebenza.
And for the accused to be explained their constitutional rights when they're being arrested is of vital importance. It's something that we always do.
Did Captain Sekubela then handed him his notice of rights as proof of such rights having been explained?
Ngabo Captain Sikubela uye wamnikeza ke ama-notice of rights wakhe ukubonisa njenge-proof yokuthi uchazelwe amalungelo wakhe.
Ngicela ukutshela inkantolo la kunomehluko ukunika umuntu amalungelo umuntu makaboshwa endaweni yesigameko.
I would like to explain to the court, there's a difference when a person is explained their rights at a place of an incident
Na se nama rights umuntu omnika wona esebhalwe phansi encwadini eSAP 14 le etholakala epolice station.
and when a person has already been booked into SAP 14, which is at the police station.
Okay. You can just stop there. So the question is, did he hand it to him or not? It's a simple question. Please answer the question.
Manje umbuzo uthi ngabe umnikile amalungelo wakhe njenge-proof noma cha? Umbuzo lula nje.
Kuphi? Angicacisele.
Yes or no?
Maybe you can
My
explain
lord, the witness
where.
is trying to explain two different processes, and I think we should give Colonel Tuteti the opportunity to explain himself fully.
So I think you should give him the opportunity. He's trying to explain something.
Court, please.
Ungaqhubeka nje.
Okay, ngithe kune process iverbal lapho umuntu umbopha endleleni umnika khona amalungelo ngomlomo.
What I said is, the process is verbally, when you arrest a person on the street, you give them their rights verbally.
So lokho akuna copy. Ngoba ukhuluma ngomlomo.
At this stage, there is no copy because you are saying it with your mouth.
Mengabe use police station umsolwa engene emaselini. Kune process le a notice of rights ebhalwe phansi.
So when you're at the police station and the suspect is in the cell, there's a notice of rights that is written down.
Lapho ugcwalisa incwadi SAP 14A.
That's where you fill in a book called SAP 14A.
So esinini uCaptain Sikubela wa informa abasolwa amalungelo abo ngomlomo.
So at the scene, Captain Sikubela informed the accused of their rights verbally.
Ayikho incwadi abanika yona.
There is no book or copy of a book that he handed to them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I please have your statement? So, let's proceed with the version. Accused number one instructs me that upon arrival back on the scene, this is now 34 Fifth Road, Q. There were various officers present, including Sekubela.
Uma lokuqala uthi ke mase sekabuya futhi endaweni esigameko number 34 road Q ukade sekunamaphoyisa amaningi kanye noSikubela.
Ngiyazwa.
I hear you.
May I quickly approach accused number one?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, my lord, for your indulgence. Colonel, it is my instructions that he was pulled out of the, he was taken out of the ambulance again, and he was threatened, pulled around, interrogated, and one of the officers even pulled his oxygen pipe.
Kuthi-ke umangalelwa uye wakhishwa ku-ambulensi lapho-ke wadonswa khona wasatshiswa futhi omunye wamaphoyisa wadonsa ne-oxygen pipe yakhe.
Eyi Nkosi Nkantolo angikwazi lo.
Mangalelwa bear no knowledge of that.
At some stage he was taken, are you still answering?
Ya bengifuna ukuthi angikholwa ukuthi abantu bama ambulance babengavuma ukuthi umuntu ogulayo aphathwe ngendlela le yasho ngayo.
Just wanted to add that I do not believe that ambulance personnel will allow for a sick person to be treated in such a manner.
Are you saying you didn't see this? You didn't witness it?
Ngabe usho
Or you were not present?
ngabe usho ukuthi wena lokho awubonanga ngokade ungekho.
Bengekho kodwa ngoba ngisho ukuthi angikholwa ukuthi kwenzekile.
I was not present, but as I'm saying, I don't believe that happened.
It is then my further instructions that accused number one was then at some stage put back into the ambulance and transported to the hospital. First the clinic, Alexandra Clinic, and then Eden Bay Hospital, where he was admitted.
So mangalelwa ke ngaleso sikhathi ke ayowabuyiselwa futhi phakathi kwe-ambulance wamikiswa e-Alexandra Clinic, mabasuke e-Alexandra Clinic wamikiswa esibhedlela.
Angeke ngazi ke lapho ukuthi kwenzakaleni.
I wouldn't know what happened.
Court can just bear with me. Did you have the house keys in your possession at any stage? The house 34 5th Road, Q.
Ngabe khona isikhathi lapho wena bokade uphethe iy'khiya zasendlini enumber 34 5th Road Q?
Mina
Me?
Yes, you,
Yeah.
Colonel.
no.
No.
Not. Were you given any instructions with regards to, by any person, with regards to the house keys?
Ngabe khona ama-instructions owanikezelwa wena nanoma ubani mayelana ney'khiya zendlu?
Ukhuluma ngasiphi isikhathi ngendaba yekhi?
Which stage are you talking about? Okay,
Back, when you backed
The
out
house-
34 5th Road,
Le endlini enumber 34 5th Road.
Ngemva kokuba isini processiwe.
After the scene was processed,
yes.
yeah.
During, after, at any stage?
Kanti kusaprocesswa emuva ukuthi kuprocesswe noma yisiphi isikhathi nje lapho kube khona umuntu othi kuwena okukhuluma okuthizeni noma oku-instructor ney'khiya zasenumber 34.
Okay. Ngiyakhumbula ukuthi ikhiye egcineni zasala ngayinika usisi babethi owalapha endlini.
Can recall that at the end the keys remained behind. I handed them over to a lady that said they said she stays there.
Thank you. Were any of the members attending the scene at 8th Road as well as 5th Road wore wear any mask at any stage?
abakhona amalungu abekade asesinile 8th road noma 5th road kunesikhathi lapho bekade egqoke ama-mask.
Yebo kunjalo,
Yes, that's correct.
especially e-8th Road.
Especially at 8th road.
You wearing a mask?
What was mask?
Yebo,
Yes.
ngicela ukuchaza.
May I please explain?
Yes, please.
Ngesikhathi se-take down, isikhathi soku-approach ama-suspect, ngangigqoka i-mask, nabanye ozakwethu angisebenza nabo babefaka ama-mask.
During the takedown stage, may I say at the time that we approached the suspect, I was wearing a mask and some of my colleagues were also wearing a mask.
Captain Sekubela?
Captain Sekubela,
Yebo kunjalo.
yes,
What stage did you remove your mask?
we keep it when the mask up.
Ngenkathi ama-suspects esicedile ukudila nawo seku-safe.
After we were done dealing with the suspects and it was safe,
So directly after the arrest?
emva kokuthi kwabo-
Before i-arrest,
before the arrest,
ngenkathi o-suspect bephansi, then sengakhumula i-mask ne-helmet engangiyigcokile.
at the time that the suspects were lying down, so I took off my mask and the helmet that I was wearing.
Your helmet?
Say helmet.
Yeah.
Yes.
So were all of you wearing helmets and masks
Nonke
at
bekade
that stage?
ngaleso sikhathi nonke bekade lifaka ama-mask nama-helmet.
Cha, banye bebagqoke i-uniform enormally nama-beret.
No, some of my colleagues were wearing their normal uniform with their berets.
Colonel, I perused your affidavit and I noticed that you also did not mention any coughing by accused number 1 at 8th Road. Do you agree?
Colonel, ngeke ngabuka i-statement sakho futhi ku-statement sakho ngibone ukuthi akukho lapho wena obhale khona ukuthi kunesikhathi lapho ummangalelwa aye wakhohlelwa khona e-8th road.
Yebo kunjalo.
That is correct?
I put it to you, Colonel, the reason why you did not mention it in your statement or insert it into your statement is because simply he was not coughing at the time of his arrest at 8th Road as you allege.
Bese ngizothi kumina kuwena ke Colonel mina isizathu sokuthi ungakufaki lokho ku-statement ukuthi azange ummangalelwa akhohlele e-8th road njengoba wena usho.
No, umsolo ayekhohlela. Noma ngingakufakanga ku-statement sami kodwa into eyenzeka ayekhohlela.
The accused was coughing, even though it's not contained in my statement, but he was coughing.
Can I lastly please, just before conclusion of the cross-examination, quickly approach? Thank you, my lord. Oh, please, thank you, my lord, nothing else.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have a cross-examination on behalf of accused number 2.
I have no questions to this witness on behalf of the accused number 2.
you. Counsel, do you have any cross-examination? Do you have a accused number 3?
Look, may I ask for a very brief adjournment, a few minutes, and then I will deal with the issues that I need to deal with. Maybe
Can I just ask, what time do the accused persons get their lunch?
We're supposed to get it between 1 and 2.
Yeah, but roughly what time do you normally get it? Comes anytime. Ms. Van der Heever, do you think that we should just take the adjournment until 1400?
My lord, I have no issue with that. There's 1 or 2 things that I need to take instructions on. I was in the meantime filled in about what's transpired in the interim. I also need to take instructions.
I think
on
let's
that issue.
stand the matter down to 1400, then we'll give you time to speak to your clients and you can deal with the other issue.
Thank you.
Just like things are fine.
That's fine. Thank you.
Is that okay?
Yes, it's fine, thank you.
Is that okay?
Yes, my lord, of course.
The accused may rise. Just read to counsel for accused number 3 has advised that she requires a few moments to consult with accused number 3. And therefore, by agreement, we shall take the long adjournment at this stage. Accused number 1, 2, and 3, gentlemen, you are in custody, you remain in custody. Ladies, accused number 4 and 5, you are on bail, your bail is extended according to the same conditions as previously. The state witness, Lieutenant Colonel Sotetsi, sir, we are warned, please not discuss the nature of the evidence of criminal during the process of long adjournment. And we are warned to please return to the court at 1400 hours. Good. Yes. And having no further order of business for the time being, I'm going to take the long adjournment. The court is adjourned.
So can you please tell the court that Mr. Matlala, was he ever...
My lord, I just want to establish from my learned friend, if she's going to make statements like she did yesterday on behalf of accused number 1, we just need to establish what is the source of that instruction. Because this trial relates to exclusively accused number 1. Is she now going to cross-examine on behalf of accused number 1 also, or what is the position?
My lord, I do not understand what my learned friend is saying to the court. Is she objecting? Does she have a legal foundation for her objection at this point? Is it her case that I am not entitled, even though I speak or I act for another accused when people are charged on the basis of common purpose, to either do cross-examination or to address the court on points of law and or to put legal submissions to a witness? Please, if I can just be elucidated as to what exactly she's trying to say at this point in time, because then, of course, I can deal with those issues properly based on each and every proper, legally based foundation of objection, if that is indeed what she's trying to do, and say it's an objection.
If I hear you correctly, Ms. Van der Heijden, you are saying that you're quite entitled to cross-examine the witness on the basis that accused number 3 is charged together with accused number 1 and 2 from the Department of Commons Office.
Not only that, my lord, there's also the case law says quite clearly, and again, unfortunately, if I knew about this ahead of time, I could have addressed the court on that particular issue. The case law says that the moment a witness is sworn in, whoever are accused before that court is entitled to cross-examine that witness. And even if it's in a trial within a trial, I think it was Justice Lamont that said in State versus Lepondo and others, even in a trial within a trial, once a witness is sworn in, that so-called ring fencing of a witness, it doesn't exist. You can basically ask a witness any question that you wishes to ask him, as long as you've got a reason for asking or basis for it. So that is my first. The second issue, as I said, is that based on law, so I've given your lordship the case law that deals with it. Secondly, I've said we are charged on a basis of common purpose that allows me to cross-examine. Thirdly, I'm an officer of the court, and because of that, I'm entitled to assist this court and make legal propositions and put submissions to a witness. So again, as I said, I just need to understand exactly what my learned friend is trying to do at this point in time. And if necessary, I can then address the court properly if there's a legal basis and a foundation for whatever she's trying to do. Because I don't know if it's an objection, I don't know if it's a remark from the sidebar. I need to understand what she's saying.
I'll hear Ms. Wethu, but I'm just, as I understand it, I think the concern is, and obviously it's clarified, but if I hear her correctly, her concern is that yesterday certain propositions and scenarios were being put to the witness on behalf of accused number 1. Is that how I understood it?
And certain evidence was elicited with regard to what was found on
I'll
the
come to you
scene.
now. All right, so maybe can you just respond so we can just understand what is the position?
So, firstly, my lord, I think it must be clear on whose instruction she puts certain aspects to this witness. So that we know.
Sorry, just give me 1 second.
And further, my lord, I find it actually surprising that we're going to now proceed with cross-examination, whereas counsel for accused number 3 and 4 were not present when this witness testified, and also indicated that they've actually got no business with Colonel Tsetsi's evidence. It's just an aspect that I find curious.
If I understand Ms. Wethu properly, in principle you are saying that your objection is not against allowing counsel to cross-examine a witness on behalf of a client, but your challenge is where counsel is now putting propositions to a witness which comes across as it is for and on behalf of accused number 1 who is not her client.
That is correct.
Your challenge is where is she receiving those instructions from?
Yes.
Having due regard to the fact that accused number 1 is ably represented both by counsel and the instructing attorney. Is that how I understand your challenge to be?
My objection, my lord.
Ms. Van der Heijden, have we now just maybe captured the essence of the objection? So the objection, as I understand it, is, in principle, Ms. Leroux does not have an objection to counsel cross-examining the witness. But the challenge is, if propositions are being put for and on behalf of accused number 1, the state is raising the objection to say they would like to know on what basis is counsel putting certain propositions and where is counsel obtaining their necessary instructions for and on behalf of accused number 1. That's how I understand it.
My
You
lord,
want to just maybe unpack it for us?
yeah, maybe let me start off here, my lord. This is not exactly what your lordship summarized it. Now, it's not what I understood her objection in the beginning to be. That's why I anticipated what potentially could happen, and I indicated to the court where I am in that regard. Be it as it may, is it my learned friend case that I'm not entitled to, once I've tested the credibility of a witness, to put propositions to the witness based on the truthfulness or otherwise of what he says? Because I respect, totally disagree with that. Once a witness is sworn in, whether I act for accused X or accused 1 or accused 10, I'm entitled to cross-examine him
I think in
and
respect
deal.
of-
My lord, if I please may just
No,
finish.
sorry, can I just interject? If I understand it, I think Ms. Leroux is saying we're quite entitled to cross-examine this. I think if I just, so that we're not at cross purposes. Ms. Leroux, am I correct?
That is correct, someone.
But her challenge simply is, she wants to know on what basis is counsel entitled to put propositions on behalf of accused number 1 when accused number 1 is not being represented by counsel.
My lord, did I ever say to the witness yesterday that on behalf of accused number 1, I'm putting this to you? That's not what I said. The propositions I put to the witness yesterday was clearly based, 1, on the evidence he gave, the contradictions in his evidence, the legal or jurisdictional requirements that is relevant when you give evidence in a trial within a trial. In other words, the law. Now, it can never be my learned friend's case that I'm not entitled to test a witness's, 1, credibility, 2, his legal knowledge, and then put propositions to him that based on the law and based on your conduct, you could never have done A, B, or C. And if that's my learned friend's case, then I'm going to ask that the matter stand down. We address your lordship again once she's provided me with her case in that regard. Because then I can fully address the court on that issue. But as it stands, my lord, I am fully entitled to not only cross-examine, but put propositions to a witness which affects his credibility. My learned friend, I can hear her from the side of my making or saying things. If she would just bear with me so I can finish, and if she then wants to raise issues, she's more than welcome to do so. Secondly, if a witness is caught out blatantly contradicting himself, is it my learned friend's case that I'm not entitled to deal with those contradictions and postulate the truthfulness or otherwise of what is put before court? Thirdly, is it my learned friend's case that I'm also not entitled to deal with the witness's legal knowledge, i.e., where we're dealing with jurisdictional requirements for your lordship to decide a point in law, because this is actually a point in law that you have to decide based on evidence, that I'm not entitled to put to the witness that what he's saying cannot hold water, is not the truth based on the law itself. And if a case is based on any of those, then I would gladly stand here and say to your lordship, I'm sorry, my lord, I might have overlooked that case, or I don't know that case, or it's a new case, or anything like that. I'm not too big to concede to this court if I've made a mistake in law. But I say I did nothing wrong yesterday. I'm entitled to put what I did to the witness, no matter who I act for.
Ms. Leroux, if I heard you correctly, the court heard you correctly, you're not objecting to counsel cross-examining the witness, am I correct?
That is correct,
And
someone.
if counsel then, if counsel were to cross-examine the witness, but not put, as she says she didn't do that yesterday, but again today, not put any version on the part of accused number 1, then do you still have a problem?
Then I won't have a problem at all. But it was specifically put also yesterday, and my co-counsel pointed this out to me, that it was put to Captain Zethu that the key to the Hyundai was never found in accused number 1's possession. And I don't know where she got that from.
Is that your challenge? Where did
That is correct.
council get that instruction from? Okay.
My Lord, maybe I can just quickly deal with that issue. Your Lordship would recall I asked him something and he then volunteered the evidence that he wanted to go and search for the key. And then I said to him, so is it your evidence that he also didn't have a key, or that he didn't have the key for the United possession? And the answer was that. And that is exactly what my point is, my Lord. If the witness volunteers evidence which is clearly not suitable to the state, whether it's truthful or a lie, am I not entitled to then say to him, so is it your evidence then that that key was not in his possession? And my Lord, just one further thing. My learned friend mustn't come ex post facto and deal with these things now. If she's at any given point of the opinion, based on legal principles or the law, that what I'm doing is not founded in law, because I do know what I'm entitled to do or not, especially when it comes to issues as putting versions or not, then she should there and then get up, object, let us deal with it there and then. Don't wait till the next day and then put before your Lordship, with the greatest of respect, as per the issue of the Hyundai now, a version that's totally not correct, because that was not, and I'm sure your Lordship would recall what exactly transpired pertaining to the Hyundai's keys yesterday.
Can we perhaps then navigate the issues for cross-examination that at any point in time, Mr. Lulu, if you feel that there is a challenge, you immediately will then raise an objection to the court.
I undertake to do that.
For now, the court shall allow counsel to continue, and as counsel has indicated that she knows what she can and cannot put to the witness, and she surely is not going to put any version on behalf of the accused. Thank you so much, counsel. You may continue.
I'm indebted to the court, my Lord. Sir, I understood that, and that's from the evidence yesterday and from what you said, that you were the person in charge at 8th Road, correct?
Mzane, ngizofakazi bakho izolo ukuthi ke wena obukade uin-charge kundawo yesigameko lelapha e-8th Road. Njalo?
Yeah, kunjalo.
That is correct?
Just few objective facts that I want to ascertain from you, because these are issues that His Lordship would have to decide at the end of the day. What time did the crime investigation unit arrive there at 8th Road, and how many people arrived there?
Kunezinto nje ezimbalwa engingathanda ukuthi-ke ngithole kuvela kuwena. Eyokuqala ukuthi ke i-crime investigation unit ifike esikhathi sini endaweni yesigameko e-8th Road.
Crime investigation unit.
Crime investigation unit, I don't know what you're talking about.
So the people that investigate the crime scene investigation unit.
Abantu abaphenya
LCRC, to put it simply, maybe you understand the word LCRC.
abantu abaphenya indawo yesigameko, LCRC mangabe ufuna ngibeke kanjalo.
Ayingezwa nje. Bafike angikho sure ngesikhathi kodwa ngibekise ngithi 10 to 10.
Yes, now I understand you. I'm not sure of the exact time, but I can estimate and say 10 to 10.
How many people arrived?
Abantu abayingaki?
Ayikho sure.
Not sure.
Till what time did they stay there?
Bahlale kwafika isikhathi sini khona lapha?
Until baqede ngesini after 1.
Till they were done at the scene after 1.
Did they ever return to the scene there at 8th Road?
Baye babuyela futhi esinini e-8th Road. I don't understand.
The question is simply, did the LCRC go back to 8th Road at any point in time, yes or no?
Kuzolula ngabe baka LCRC khona isikhathi lapho baye babuyela khona esinini e-8th Road yabona matha.
Still I'm understanding ukuthi basuka kuphi ngoba sikhuluma indaba yokuthi bafike ngesikhathini 8.
Still I don't understand the question. question because we were talking about what time they arrived at 8th Road and what time they left 8th Road.
Yes. And the next question is, did they ever go back to 8th Road? It's simple as that. Yes or no?
What the witness is saying is that he, on his understanding, once they departed the 8th road, they had finished their work.
But then he can say so, my lord. That's what I want to know. If, according to his knowledge, that they ever go back for whatever reason to 8th Road.
But I think he's uncertain of what the thrust of your question is. He's asking you for clarification. Perhaps maybe you can just clarify.
Sir, I'm going to say it again to you. After they departed from 8th Road, did anybody of the LCRC go back to 8th Road at any stage on that day? Yes.
Emva kokuthi bahambe 8th Road abakwa-LCRC ngabe khona omunye waka-LCRC noma bona bonke laba abaphile bakwa-LCRC khona isikhathi lapho baye babuyela khona muva futhi 8th Road? I don't know.
And then the last aspect, sir, apart from Mr. Kekana, who's accused number 1, and a person by the name of Tau, the 2 people that were in the piano, was anybody else regarded as a suspect that were found there at 8th Road?
Ngaphandle okunye ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi ngaphandle-ke esigamekweni 8th Road ngaphandle kukaMnumzane Kekana nalo Utawu ngabe khona omunye umuntu benimbona njengomsolwa khona laphaya?
mhlawumbe ukuthi ummeli bengekho ushilo wathi sithole abantu besilisa abathathu masifika ku-8th Road.
Maybe this is because the council was not present in court. I did mention that upon our arrival at 8th Road, we found 3 male persons.
So please just answer my question. Apart from Mr. Kekana and Mr. Tau, was anybody else regarded as a suspect at 8th Road? The word, the emphasis is on suspect.
Mnumzane, ngicela ukuthi-ke uphendule umbuzo wami. Mina ngibuza ukuthi ngaphandle kukaMnumzane uKekana noMnumzane uTawu, ngabe khona omunye umuntu benimbona njengomsolwa na?
Alright, ngiyaphinda ngiyasho futhi. Masifika ku-8th Road, sithola abasolwa abathathu. Until size sazi ukuthi lo munye akayena umsolwa. Masifika sithole abasolwa abathathu.
And I will repeat. Upon our arrival at 8th Road, we found 3 suspects. Up until we discovered that the 3rd person was not a suspect. But upon our arrival, there were 3.
Can you explain to the court why, if Mr. Matlala, that's the 3rd person, am I correct?
Umnumzane Matlowu, ulo muntu wesithathu endimthole laphaya.
Yebo njalo.
Correct?
If it's so, and if the evidence is to believe both of Captain Sekgobela and I assume yourself, that he was very quickly discarded as a suspect, can you explain to this honourable court why a gunshot residue evidence kit was taken from him at approximately just before 11 o'clock on that day?
Manje Mnumzane, ngicela ke ungichazele la ukuthi-ke uma ngabe wena no-captain lo mfakazi waphansi wakho yena sheshe niyikhipha uMatlowu njengomsolwa, kungani ngalolo suku ngo-11 kuye kwenziwa i-test ye-gunshot residue kuyena?
Akumina owayenza i-gunshot residue. So lowo mbuzo ngabelela abantu be-forensic.
Not the one who uplifted gunshot residue or did a gunshot residue test on Mr. Matlowu, so you can park that question for people from forensic.
See, so I want to put it to you that logic dictates that you only take evidence like gunshot residue, DNA, etc. from somebody that's regarded as a suspect.
Mnumzane ufuna ukubeka kuwena ukuthi-ke kuyinto ekhona ukuthi-ke uthatha i-gunshot residue noma uwenze uhlolo lofuzo kumuntu noma izinto ey'fana nalezo kumuntu omthatha njengomsolwa.
In fact, that's what the law says. You can only take such tests from somebody who's regarded as a suspect. Do you agree with me?
Kahle hle into ekhulunywa umthetho leyo ukuthi ungathatha i-gunshot residue noma uwenze uhlolo lofuzo kumuntu omsolayo njengomsolwa.
Yebo njalo.
That is correct?
Now, I put it to you, sir, based on evidence disclosed to the defence, that there was a gunshot residue test taken from Mr. Matlala.
manje ngizothi kuwena mina kuya ngobufakazi esinikezwe bona la kwenziwe uhlolo lwe-gunshot residue kuMnumzane uMatlala.
Ngiyavuma.
Now you agree?
Now, if you agree, I'm asking you why.
Uma uvuma mina ngiyabuza kungani?
Council, I think he gave the answer if I understood it. He said, that question you must park it for the forensics.
Look, the witness just said, I agree. He confirms the proposition I put him. I'm entitled to ask him, why does he agree?
Council, the question was, why was a gunshot residue test taken from him just before 11 a.m.? And the witness said, I didn't do the test. That question, Council, you must park it for the people from forensics. Now you ask him again, why was the test taken from him? What is he going to tell you?
Look, I asked, my last question is based on his answer just before that.
What
The
was his
answer, the question before that is gunshot residue test and DNA test are reserved for people that's regarded as suspects. His answer is yes.
Yes, he
Correct?
agreed. Yes.
And I then put it to him that if there was indeed one of them taken, and he says yes, he agrees.
Yes.
From Mr. Matlala.
So now you want to know.
Now I
why
want to
was
know
the test-
because he now agrees that was taken before that. He basically sort of brushed off the answer. I'm entitled to even ask it 3 times of him. I'm just simply asking if he agrees that it was taken from the witness, can he give us the benefit of his evidence as to why it was taken? If he doesn't know, of course, it's a, my lord, if he doesn't know, then the witness can answer, I don't know.
I think you perhaps may be misinterpreting the clarification that the court is seeking from you by belaboring under the misapprehension that you are not being allowed to ask the question. The court at no point in time said that you are not entitled to ask it. The court just wants to ask you. It would appear from what you had asked previously that the witness already had an answer. But if you so desire, you can ask it to him as many times as you desire till he gives you the answer.
My lord, I only want him to respond to my last question based on his previous positive answer.
Thank you. Let's move on.
Sir, can you please say, you said yes, there was a gunshot residue taken from him. My question to you is why?
Ungasichazela Mnumzane impendulo onikezwe nayo ukuthi-ke yebo kukhona uhlolo lwe-gunshot residue lenziwe kuMatlala. Umbuzo wami olandelayo uthi kungani?
Sengizosho into engicabangayo manje ukuthi mhlawumbe kwakuwukuthi kwakuyenye indlela yophela ukuthi imrule out as a suspect.
Now I would say what I think. Maybe it was another way of ruling him out as a suspect.
Ukeda kuloko esasinako ukuthi uChristopher ukuthi ayengekho.
To add on what information we had from Christo saying that he was not an occupant in the vehicle.
So your answer is pure speculation. You agree with me? You don't know why where you stand there. Correct?
Lokho kusho ukuthi Mnumzane wena uyayicabangela nje leyo mpendulo awunalo ulwazi langempela ukuthi kungani bayibe gunshot residue kuMatlala.
Phendulile ngisho.
The answer is what I gave you.
So one last question. What did Mr. Kekana, what did he wear as a top when he returned to 8th Road? What explain to us the top that he had on when he came for this medical, to be examined or assisted medically by anybody that was there?
Manje uMnumzane Kekana makabuya e-8 ukuthi-ke laba bazokwazi ukumsiza bekade egqoke i-top enjani ungachaza?
Yebo ngichaza. Umnumzane Kekana uma ebuye wayegcoke i-top emnyama.
Second, explain when Mr. Kekana came back, he was wearing a black top.
I've got nothing further.
So, do you have any cross-examination on behalf of accused number 4? Counsel? Any cross-examination on behalf of accused number 4?
My Lord, she's not implicated at all in any of the attempted murders, so I don't.
Mr. Professor, is there any cross-examination on behalf of accused number 5?
No question. Just on behalf of accused number 5, my Lord.
Any re-examination by counsel for the same?
I've got none, thank you, my lord.
Western Primary Professors, we have now come to the end of the evidence. Thank you so much for your time. Next witness.
My lord,
So just give me 1 second. Yes, thank you.
my lord, I have to regretfully inform the court that I have a challenge with my next witness. It would have been the medic, the treatment. We consulted with her last night, and she indicated that she has a family crisis, which I think I should not now divulge exactly what it is. The state also intends to call Dr. Panica, which we only could secure a consultation later this afternoon.
So it's Dr. Panica.
That is correct, Sir, my lord. So the state is not in a position now to call the next witness.
So you're consulting with the doctor this afternoon?
That's correct, Sir.
Yes.
So, my lord, I would ask him that the case stand down until an appropriate time, then I will be able to call these witnesses.
So you intend calling the medical evidence at this stage in the trial?
That is correct, Sir, my lord. Possibly also policemen still that were on the scene, although we're still experiencing challenges with regard to that also. But we're busy trying to negotiate, navigate our way around those challenges.
Do I take it you're experiencing challenges regarding the availability of witnesses?
That is correct, Sir, my lord.
Do you have any information at all as to when, perhaps by when, you may be able to have your doctors before the court?
Lord, it's difficult to say because, as the court know, Dr. Panica is working in the government environment, and they are extremely over. The shifts are very heavy, and so that we work long hours. So I will have to hear from her this afternoon when she will be available. The medic is not available this week.
As a good business, thank you, my lord. My lord, yes, on that matter, I would like to put our stance and our position on record as well. I remind you that on the 20th of July 2026, upon the commencement of this matter, I brought an application for the matter to pause for the period 5 and 6 August 2026. That is tomorrow and Thursday. Wednesday and Thursday, as well as the period 11 August 2026 until 28 August 2026, which application was granted by this Honourable Court. However, with the understanding that for the dates 5 and 6 August 2026, my instructing attorney will stand in for me. And that this was also the proposal that came from myself on behalf of accused number 1, my lord, it is so that at the time the proposal was made, I did not foresee that we would find ourselves, one, in the middle of a trial within a trial, and at this stage, at the very critical stage of the trial within a trial. My lord, it is so that the state indicated that they intend to adduce the evidence of the paramedic. We know the paramedic is not available this week. We know that the state intends to adduce the evidence of the doctor. At this stage, we don't know yet. It depends on the outcome. I understand from my learned colleague, outcome of the consultation with Dr. Paniker. The state has already indicated that it does not intend to call or use the evidence of Dr. Du Toit, who also treated accused number 1. So, my lord, in the event that the state can proceed, one depends on the availability of Dr. Paniker, or rather, the outcome of the consultation, the availability of Dr. Paniker, and that is where our challenge comes in, that we need to consult with Dr. Du Toit prior to the state. This is now if the state adduces the evidence or call Dr. Paniker. Prior to the state calling Dr. Paniker, my lord, I already placed on record I'm not available on 5 and 6 August. I only returned to Johannesburg on 6 August. On the 6th of August, only at night. So, as a natural flow from my position, we can only consult, subject to the availability of Dr. Du Toit, on Friday, 7 August. Now, my lord, bearing in mind and against the background of the crucial stage we find ourselves in the trial within a trial, as well as the importance of the evidence, the crucial importance of the evidence that the state intends to adduce, and the crucial importance of the consultation these circumstances, I submit, were unforeseen. I respectfully submit and request that the matter be postponed until the 31st of August, 2026. My Lord, as you know, it won't assist to postpone the matter until the 11th, as from the 11th you've already granted the pause of the continuation of the trial. And so after Friday, in any event, after the 7th, the matter would have been postponed until the 31st of August. I submit that, bearing in mind all relevant factors, it's in the interest of justice, and I plead to the Honourable Court and to your Lordship to grant such a postponement, as it pleases your Lordship.
Can I just ask you, Mr. Lord?
Yes, thank you.
In the event that the state secures, say, Dr. Panika, to say witnesses may be available tomorrow or the next day, is your instructing attorney able to continue in your absence?
My instructing attorney, I respectfully submit, would not be able to continue because we're having a situation where we would not have had the opportunity to consult with Dr. Du Toit. And it's of utmost importance for us to have this consultation prior to the evidence of Dr. Panika. This is now in the event that the state calls Dr. Panika.
So even if Dr. Panika is called tomorrow, your instructing attorney is unable to go.
Correct. But I can perhaps add, at this stage it appears very highly improbable that the state will be in a position to call Dr. Panika, as per what my learned colleague placed on record.
Anything else?
Court, please.
Mr. Professor, on behalf of the case number 2 and 5.
May it please the court, my lord. I am instructed by my clients not to oppose the application for a postponement, but to place on record that we are ready to proceed with the matter. May it please the court.
Ms. Malaysia for mine.
May I please call my lord? My lord, we've already placed on record the prejudice that we suffer by this matter not continuing. and we again reiterate that there's a continuous prejudice that's being suffered by accused number 3 and 4 by this matter not continuing. If I understand my learned friend for the state correctly, she says she subpoenaed no other witnesses for this period. And that as a and or any witnesses for this period, I get the impression that neither the medical evidence, either of the medic or Dr. Paniker or any other doctors were subpoenaed for this time period, which, as we know, normally in these trials, if you subpoena witnesses, there would always be a witness that's available to continue if you are not able to continue with further witnesses. Your Lordship did make an order on the last occasion that the matter should continue tomorrow and Friday. I find myself compelled to reiterate that also. I do, however, wish my learned friend, and if I understand my learned friend correctly at this point in time, she only intends to call 2 more witnesses in the trial within the trial. Maybe she can confirm that for the record. My Lord, I find myself in a very difficult situation when it comes to the situation where we find ourselves in at this point in time. I've discussed it with my clients. And we will deal with the issue of our clients' rights to a speedy trial constantly being infringed at the appropriate time. However, at this stage, I assume we've got no option but to agree to the postponement. May it please the Court.
I take it, if I heard you correctly, accused number 3 and 4 are not objecting to the postponement.
My Lord, as I say, we've got no option at this point. It is unfortunately so, as I said, that we find ourselves in this position.
Thank you so much. case number SS 98/2025. Today being the 4th of August 2026, the state having finalized the evidence of the fourth witness in the main trial and the third witness in the trial being the evidence of one Lieutenant Colonel Tumelo Thomas Sotetsi. In the ordinary course of business would have then resulted in the state calling its next witness in the trial within the trial. However, once the evidence of this witness was finalized, Ms. Leroux, on behalf of the state, indicated that she would unfortunately at this stage in the proceedings have to bring an application for a postponement on the basis that the next witness that she intended calling, being the medic, having consulted with that witness last night, was alerted to a specific challenge that that witness had in the form of a family crisis, which then caused that witness not to be able to attend court today. The additional challenge that the State Council advised this court that it in fact is experiencing is that one will recall from the evidence led thus far that at a certain stage, one Dr. Panika had examined accused number 1 upon his admission at a medical facility. And the state, in fact, advised this court that it intended calling the evidence of this witness, but will make a final decision after it's able to consult with that particular medical practitioner later this afternoon. In the circumstances, the state informing and advising this court that at this stage of the proceedings, which is closer to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that it would be almost impossible for the state to inform and advise this court whether that witness would be available to testify tomorrow. Further advising and informing this court that the medic is not going to be available for the remainder of this week, which ultimately would, in the ordinary course of business, cause this matter to be postponed to the further dates that the court had determined for the continuation of this trial. That, in essence, is the application of the state, which in broad strokes boils down to the fact that this matter is unable to continue until and unless the state is able to properly chart the water regarding the availability and the calling of further witnesses. Mr. Kissing, on behalf of accused number 1, has indicated to this court, or has reminded the court, that the court on the 20th of July 2026, the Monday, made an order whereby it ordered that this matter shall continue during the period Monday 20th of July 2026 up until Friday, the 8th day of August 2026, on the proviso that he be granted leave not to attend these proceedings during the period Wednesday 5 August 2026 and 06 and Thursday 06 August 2026. Thursday is the 6th, isn't it? Yes.
I think we'll freeze it on.
Yes. And that his instructing attorney would actually stand in for him during the time that the evidence was going to be so led, thereby ensuring, one, the smooth flow of the trial proceedings, and two, to ensure that the rights enjoyed by his client were fully protected whilst the evidence of the witness was led. The challenge that Mr. Hassan has indicated that he's experiencing now with both himself and his instructing attorney is that they did not anticipate that the matter would come to this particular point in the proceedings, which he regards as being extremely critical and crucial, and which would necessitate his attendance here at court. And he has conceded that there could be a reasonable possibility, or there is a possibility, that his instructing attorney would have a challenge in able to proceed in his absence, bearing in mind the nature and the type of evidence that the state in fact intends leading. And that, in the mind of this court, clearly goes to the heart of the rights, or the fair trial rights enjoyed by the accused. And having listened to Mr. Hassan, it is important for this court to very carefully have a considered balance between two opposing rights that the accused enjoys before this court. The one being the right to a fair trial, and the second one is the right to a speedy trial. And in order to ensure that the accused is at all material times protected, this court has to very finely balance those two rights, and at the end of the day finds that the accused's right to a fair trial far outweighs his right to a speedy trial, having due regard to all the totality of the circumstances that have been placed. The added aspect that the court has considered is the fact that between tomorrow and the next day, counsel Mr. Hassan is going to be before another court in a different province altogether, and he's only returning to Johannesburg on the evening of the 6th of August 2026. He's not certain whether they will have the opportunity to consult with Dr. Dutoy, and that will only perhaps fruitfully take place on the Friday, subsequent to his return to Gauteng. And that, in broad strokes, is the application that Mr. Hassan makes on behalf of accused number 1. Mr. Krovia, on behalf of accused number 2 and 5, has indicated to this court that, having been instructed by his clients not to oppose the application for the postponement so sought, requests that the matter may be postponed, but places on record that at all material times both his clients, accused number 2 and 5, have and always are ready to continue in the matter. To that extent, the court is indebted for that indulgence that has been granted by Mr. Krovia. I now turn to the submissions by Ms. van der Heever on behalf of accused number 3 and 4. Ms. van der Heever has placed on record the prejudice that both accused number 3 and 4 will and are suffering as a result of the matter not being able to proceed in the next few days, up until the time that it continues in the next batch of days. And to that extent, Ms. van der Heever has placed on record that both her clients and herself, find themselves in a very, very difficult position, having carefully considered the submissions made by the state, as well as the challenge that has been experienced by counsel for accused number 1, and quite sensibly concedes that at the end of the day, the matter, it is what it is, and the accused are going to have no other alternative but not to object to the postponement. The court just wants to indicate that the circumstances as set out by both the state and counsel for accused number 1 are of such a nature that it is near impossible for this court to make any other order but to accede to the request that has been made by both the state as well as the defense. There's simply no other solution to this vexing challenge that is currently being faced in the trial within the trial. And therefore, in the circumstances, having carefully considered the arguments by all the respective parties before the court, and having considered this matter, the following order is made. The accused may rise. It is ordered that 1. The application for a postponement of these proceedings by counsel for the state and counsel for accused number 1 is hereby granted. 2. Your matter then is postponed back to the High Court of South Africa, Gauteng Division, sitting here at the High Court Johannesburg, Court 4F, to Monday, the 31st day of August 2026 at 09:30 or soon thereafter as the matter shall be heard. Accused number 1, 2, and 3, gentlemen, you are in custody. You shall remain in custody until then. Accused number 4 and 5, ladies, you are out on bail. Your bail is extended according to the same conditions as previously. We shall see you then Monday, 31 August 2026. Good. Counsel, thank you very, very much. We shall see you also in 3 weeks' time.
As the court pleases, my lord.
The court then, having no further order of business, is going to take the adjournment. Counsel, can I just perhaps maybe implore the parties that during this time that the matter is in fact not sitting, to please make sure that all and every witness that is going to be intended to be called during the course of these proceedings should and must be here before the court, so that we don't have unnecessary hiccups as we proceed down the line. Good.
As the
Thank
court
you so
pleases,
much.
my lord.
The court is indebted to everyone. We'll see you in August. Court take the adjournment.
All rise.